I've pressed the start streaming button, and if OBS is working, hashtag OBS, we should be live now. So, yay. Hi, everyone. Hi, NZML community. Hi, both of you who are watching this right now live. I can hear that I'm working because I can hear myself feeding back through Damien's headset. Thank you, Damien, for confirming the audio.
That's all right. Yeah, we were just there was just a tech run. Yep, I've sorted that now, right?
The
Yeah,
number
you're
of times
welcome.
I've done this, and I have spent like 15 minutes to 20 minutes doing this thing, and someone said, "We can't really hear you, Sam, after 20 minutes." It's actually ridiculous. Like,
Yep.
just so thank you, Damien, for checking that. Or sometimes I think I've done it once
Yep.
before. Like I watched the video at the end, and I discovered I could barely hear myself. But anyway, list review for Avon Hen, being joined by the lovely Damien down the bottom there.
Get up.
And the equally lovely Logan in the middle there.
Hello for lava.
Look at that. Look at that. Global today. I'm just going to say hello. And because I've got the trifecta there. We've got the Avon Hen list review. Avon Hen is coming up in like 2 days' time because, as ever, these list reviews are at the last possible second. But it's going to be a really cool event. It's an icon of the NZML's scene each year. Here is my little slide on Avon Hen. 700 points, good versus evil event. Each person brings 2 lists, and they'll play either the good list or the evil list, and they'll play the opponent's corresponding list. There's 5 games in total over 2 days, which is a lovely pace. 6 games over 2 days is a snore. Well, it's good, but it's intense, except when you're at finals. So keeping it to 5 is cool. 1 game from each pool except pool 5, which is the maneuvering scenarios pool. So we'll be able to spice things up, lots of different scenario vibes. Glorious hero. Each person's got to select a non-leader hero in each of their forces, and that's to be their glorious hero, and they've got to track their kills over the course of the event. And the killiest glorious hero pairing at the end of the event gets a special prize. It has been called in the past the quote most competitive event of the year, unquote, because it tends to attract a reasonably serious crowd with reasonably serious lists and some reasonably serious games, good ones, but you go there, sometimes you go there and it's hard yakka, it's tough games, and it's really, really intense, which is really good fun. Will it be this year? Let's find out. So we've got 16 players, I believe. Logan, is that right?
Yes, so we got 16 players signed up to play.
16 players. So we've got 17 lists here, which is 16 players plus a TO list, because you just never know. Well, I say 17 lists. Actually, it's 34 lists because the beauty of Avon Hen is there's 2 for each player.
This keeps getting worse by the second. How many lists do I need to talk about? Oh, man.
So I said to these guys beforehand, I'm going to try and do it quickly because otherwise we're going to be here all night long. All night. All right. Without any further ado, in that case, unless anyone, sorry, I've just completely talked through this part. Logan, it's your event. Do you have anything you want to add to this before I just have you guys there as sort of scenery?
No, you nailed everything on the head, basically. But yeah, I think the one thing to address is the way you pick your lists, and it's not really any structure. There's you roll off. If you've played your one list too many times, you can negotiate to play that one, but it's pretty fluid on which list you'll be playing when.
Yeah, so the default is what? It's a roll off, and the person who gets the highest picks with.
Yeah, you could do a roll off like you would priority, or you could do a simple 50-50 up down. They're good, and then the other person just deals with the result because it's effectively the same thing.
Sure, cool. All right, yeah, fabulous. Then let us. And yeah, if you played, what is it? You played 2 games in a row or 3 games in a row without your.
Yeah,
of one
if you
list,
played 3, like
the other.
You don't have to auto pick, but you definitely have some decent sway behind your argument. Although I believe there were some people last year who played one list all the way through, so
yeah, some
people didn't even have to bring a second list.
Some people did, and they've tried to make up for it this year, I think. So, right,
by doing it again,
and hoping it goes the other way. So, without any further ado, let us start off with our first pairing of lists. Right, so we start off here with the good list. Here is a Rivendell plus White Council. We've got Glorfindel leading 6 shields, 6 spears, 4 shields, 3 archers with spears, a high elf with banner, and a Riv Knight with a shield. There's a Restore.
That is the fully kitted out Glorfindel as well.
That is the fully kitted out Glorfindel, yes, of course. And then you got a Restore leading 5 spears and then 5 bows with spears. And then Galadriel, the Lady of Light, is the LOL makes her return to the meta in the Rivendell Alliance, as you do. The only place she can be found these days. The evil half of this, we'll go through. I might just go through both quickly, and then we can discuss them. The evil half of this is a Mordor army. You've got a Witch King, 3/15/3 Witch King on a Fell Beast, which is quite cool. This crown, leading 5 Black Numbs, 4 Morannon Spears, and Morannon Banner, and then a Warg Rider. Then you've got Camul, the Eastling on a Fell Beast. You guys could pay me, is that for a good idea? Camul, the Eastling on a Fell Beast, leading 5 Black Numbs, 3 Trackers, and 2 Morannons, Spear and Shield. And then Gorbag with a shield, leading 5 regular Orcs with shield, 3 Trackers, and a couple more Morannons. So there we have it, folks.
2 Fell Beasts.
2 Fell Beasts, yeah. A Lady of Light.
Your Fell Beast is where the action is these days. That's
you don't get nowhere unless you're flying. Is the rule.
I'm going to say I noticed Fell Beast. You come back into the meta, says the man who basically strong-armed his team into taking lots of Fell Beasts to Wellington, right. And there will be a blog going up on that shortly. Yes. But I think taking 2 Fell Beasts to Wellington absolutely showed me that even though the meta has changed since we used to have the Flying Circus, it's still 2 big threats. It's mobile threats. It is spellcasting threats. And you're backed up there by a bunch of Morannons. There's 34 models there. It's decent size.
The numbers are solid as.
And they're good fighting Fell Beast too. Like it's a fight 6 Fell Beast and a 3 attack Fell Beast. So
yeah.
King and Camul, yeah, they're tidy little scrappers. It's going to be. I mean, I think, like you say, the most impressive thing is that you've got the two flappy boys, and also Sony models as well. The beauty of Gorbag, the beauty of having a few basic Orcs in there, the beauty of having some Trackers in there as well. But you've still got a solid number of Numenorians as well, so the combination of that into the Harbinger. I do think Black Numbs are slightly less effective in a GVE, just because you see so many good things with high courage, and also, frankly, looking at this event, spoilers, a lot of elves, classic South Island, classic Christchurch event, a lot of elves, and so when you bring Black Numenorians to an elf-heavy meta in GVE, they tend to find themselves pretty pointless against elves. You know what I mean? They just...
Good segue there, Sam, because you got that Glorfindel list with the elves and Lady of Light giving that.
And this person clearly is aware that there is a massive elf beta, because they themselves are contributing to it. So there you go.
It's an active decision to take Lady of Light over Kurdan, though, isn't it?
I mean, it is. I think it's. I mean, I look at this and I think it's not a bad one. I think in GVE, it's not a bad one because the beauty of, someone brings that Wraith list against you, you can banish them, you can fortify spirits, you've got the permanent blind light against shooting, which is less good in GVE, I guess, but still, LOL is really good. She's also the 3 might and the 3 fate and the 3 wounds and the 3 attacks and the strength. She actually does things that Kurdan stands near things, people who do things, but she actually does things. But I do agree as well that a Kurdan will be really, really useful against Terra.
Well, like you say, Terra not being so good against good, Terra's pretty good against bad.
Evil.
So
very, very true. Yeah.
Yep.
He's definitely an excellent pick. And I again, spoilers, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw in our 45 elf lists we have at this event if other people are bringing Kurdan for that very reason. But
the number needs to keep growing.
The number needs to keep growing. Yeah. Yep. Also, I'm kind of pleased to see a little restore and a lol, because you don't really see lol anymore these days. And you don't really see much of a restore either, frankly. So I think it's kind of a couple of quite cool heroes.
I love the restore.
Nice to see them drop to
history.
Yeah, it's one of those heroes that always surprises me with his stats.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like if you know that you're in an elf-heavy meta, the last thing you want to do is bring the same elf list. So mix it up, do something interesting, do something different. And I think Lady of Light, the decision's been made over Kurdan, and I think it's an interesting one. I think it's a cool one as well.
I think it's a cool one too.
I like it. I think it's a good choice.
I do think though that the person the Glorfindel user might find that they're really missing those enchanted blades, because my Glorfindel experience has often been the wet noodle comes out there. You can't be killed, but then
that's what a restore's for, right? Reroll wounds.
That's true. That's true.
Glorfindel's the slap, or the tickle, and Aristore's the slap.
Aristore with his 2 attacks rerolling wounds, we're going to do more damage than Glorfindel with his 8 attacks on Lord of the West on the charge.
Yeah, sad
the time. Yeah, poor old Glorf.
But no, I like it. Good to see Lady of Light. Good to see Fell Beasts. And I always love seeing Gorbag in the list. He's a great man to look after your lines.
Very good model. Very, very good model. And 2 Fell Beast, I'm satisfied with that. That's really cool.
satisfied.
Chat
Okay.
is just briefly to catch you up on what chat's doing right now. They have agreed with us. Well, I think we agreed with them. I think I said it first that elves double races is good with those numbers, but we're struggling to elves. There's also, again, a lot of comments on the quality of my microphone. All I can say is you get what you pay for, chat. So if anybody wants to give me a new mic for my birthday, which is coming up in November, they're welcome to do so. I'm happy to take it. But until such time as I start earning the big bucks from my streaming career really takes off, I'm probably not going to be spending too much of my hard-earned and the cost of living crisis on the microphone, sorry. So I guess...
First prize at Avon Hen is a microphone. Is
that genuinely, oh my god,
yeah?
it'd be so good.
You would be so
Logan,
competitive
hook
if
us
that was
up.
the place.
You'll
Yeah.
be quite happy. Actually, I would like to promote the prizes because I think we've done pretty well this
Oh
year.
yeah, go on, mention the prizes.
So-
They're really cool.
So that is exciting.
Not that anyone
Sorry.
watching this
So
is
we've.
gonna
Actually, no, I
have
don't.
their
I
mind
don't.
changed.
No, I didn't want to promote the actual prize. I just want to say that we've got good prizes this year. Please come. Bit late. 2 days.
I
I'll
was
make an
gonna say,
exception.
like, people are watching this are either already coming or definitely not coming, and there's nothing in between. No one's like, will I or will I not give up my whole weekend in 2 days' time to come play games?
Not a microphone, but a bit more Lord of the Rings related.
They were very cool last year. I must be said, I really enjoyed my one. Anyway, right. We said we're going to go through quickly, and we've done possibly the slowest first ever list review that I've ever done in my entire career. So I'm sorry to this person, but we're moving on from you. Here we go. The theme
Oh, here we
continues.
go. We can talk about it.
The theme continues. Wow, look what we've seen. We've got the Blackgate Opens, which again is another Christchurch staple, which is always, how is it? It's always Blackgate Opens in Rivendell. The rear mortar Rivendell, yes, yeah, exactly. Anyway, Blackgate. Troll Chieftain leading 7 orcs with spear, 6 Moranans with shield, a Moranan with shield and spear, and an orc with a banner. The Mouth of Sauron is Horsey, leading 6 Moranan shields, 6 orc spears, and a couple of orcs with 2-handers, as you do. Another Mortal Troll Chieftain, leading 6 Moranan shields, 5 orc spears, and then 1 orc with a banner. So that's 44 models, which includes somehow 2 Troll Chieftains and 2 banners, which is scarcely plausible in terms of sheer numbers, although...
They were checked, right?
What's that?
They were checked, says the TO.
Yeah, I mean, it was put through the thing. It's true, but it's because so many of these warriors are 6-point orcs with spear and no shield. So they've managed to slip in huge numbers that, by paying 6 points a pop for half their warriors. It does look like 800 points. It's a lot. 800 points, though, they'd be Moranans with shields, not orcs with spears. Anyway, the Rivendell half of it is, here we go, Glorf with 4 shield, sword and shield, 4 shield and spear, 4 spear and bow, 2 Riv Knights, and a banner carrier. Then we've got Iristor again with 3 warriors with shield, 3 with shield and spear, and 2 with spear and bow. And then Círdan leading 2 warriors with shield, 2 with shield and spear, and then 2 with spear and bow, for a total of 32
Took my advice.
models. And yeah, I mean, I want to discuss this person's lists, except that we've already discussed the Rivendell list because it's almost identical to the previous one, except that they went for the Círdan rather than the LOL.
Which we discussed as part of the other list.
Yeah, we just discussed it. What I do love, though, is that the person running Blackgate thought plus 1 to wound wasn't enough. Let's add some 2-handers.
You know what? I agree. Like any bit of bite that you can get is fine. Don't get me wrong. You're running at 44 models, but as soon as a couple of them go down, like how quickly does it take that you suddenly start not outnumbering? The elf list, for instance, is running 32. So bit of both fire on the way in.
That's true. That's a good number. That's a goodly number of elves, considering they've got Glorfindel in there. That
is a goodly number of elves. But I do agree with the plus 2 to wound's always nice.
Yep. Sometimes you just need to crack a hard nut. Probably not. It's probably just going to be elves. It's probably going to be no dwarves. It's probably just going to be elves.
Strength 4, plus 2 to wound. It's lovely.
Yep.
And in that sense, genius play not putting any shields on those orcs because strength 5, D5, who cares? You're playing elves, D5, might as well be D4. Save those points. It's genius.
Playing straight into that meta.
I am agog at the second banner in that list, though. The fact they've managed to fit that many models in there, and as well as 2 trolls and 2 banners, is nutty to me. It's borderline not big enough to justify the second banner. It may be useful, but it's on the cusp. You know what I mean?
I'm not a big fan of banners on Fight 3. It kind of doesn't sit right with me.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's marginally less helpful, but it's still. I mean, I'm a big fan of banners generally. It's just the numbers of, the number of people the banners affecting in this. Like, I think I see, like, you take alerts to scout list at 700 and I have 2 banners, but I get that makes sense because they're so fast and they're so spread out and they're so long. Whereas this with, you've got spears
But
behind,
this
don't get
this
the same amount
allows
to
you
be covered.
to make sure that each of those trolls is supported by a banner.
That's true. That's true. That's true.
You're
That's
limited in
helpful.
what you can choose in Blackgate Opens anyway in terms of troops,
Yeah, fair enough.
and what's another 4 troops going to give you versus the utility of I'm sending a troll this way with a banner and I'm sending a troll this way with a banner. I think now that I've had that chance to absorb that and think about that, well done that person, genius play, absolutely amazing.
And I guess, what would you'd trade a banner for to go from 44 models to 48? I mean, you've gone from, lots to stupid lots. I mean, you've still got lots regardless of don't you?
Yep.
That's fair enough. I do think that though, and this is the hill I will die on, is that those banners should be on the Moranans with shield and spear. They should not be on regular orcs with shields. Why not give it to a D6 thing with a spear rather than a D5 thing without a spear?
That one I don't mind because you can always pass it off.
My strong view is if I'm taking someone with a banner, that person is going to be the highest defense I can get it to, and that person is going to have a spear. Otherwise, they're just chaff.
Yeah, definitely.
Banner
I
bearer,
think
yeah.
it should be banner and spear. It shouldn't be banner and shield, but
You got
I
Moranans
don't
right
mind
there.
it
You got
not being a
Moranans
Mariner.
right there. Just that Moranan with the shield and spear. I'm pointing it on my screen. It's begging for that banner to be in his hands. He's begging for it.
You're right.
But anyway, I digress. Other than that, what do I say about Rivendell? We've said it before. Christchurch meta, baby. Not a bad thing, but this. I imagine we're going to see the same list another 7 or 8 times if previous Avon Hens anything to go by. But
I'm
that
excited to
Blackgate
see lots of
Opens
pretty
is-
Glorfindels at least.
Hey, Three Nations agrees with my banner critique, despite initially disagreeing with me by thinking the 2 banners is worth it. See, this is a place of healing and a place of coming together and a place of compromise.
I just move on. Move on.
Move on. Don't take a shot every time you see Glorfindel. Trust me right
Yep.
now, don't do that. Just not. You will not make it to the end of this. Take a shot every time you see Blackgate Opens. Here we are. List number 3.
Hey yo.
we are back again with. I'll do Blackgate first. Something aside. I'm just talked about it. We've got the Troll Chieftain. He's got only Mariners this time. 6 shields, 5 with spear as well. A couple with just spears, and then Moranan with a banner and a spear. So close, so close. The mouth on his horse, 6 Moranan shields, 4 spear shields, 2 regular spears, and a second troll. Spicy. And then a Moranan captain, leading 6 with shield, 3 with shield, spear, 1 with spear, for 700 points, 40 models.
Didn't lose a lot of models for turning everything into Moranan.
Didn't really know.
Seeing as you've still got the troll and a captain, that costs the difference between that and the chief.
Yeah. Like a genuine question here. I mean, okay, so we should do the Iron Hells. We'll do the Iron Hells and we'll come back to this.
Yeah, okay, sure.
Iron Hells, before people are talking about Murren and Drar, they're getting ahead of me and I'm losing the chat. Iron Hells. Dane on a boar, 9 Iron Hells with spears, a couple of basic Iron Hells, 2 Iron Hells crossbows, 2 Iron Hells crossbow spears, 2 Goat Riders, and then 1 Iron Hells with a spear and a banner. Then you got Murin and Drar, which is spicy in itself, leading 5 dwarfs with spear, 4 with crossbow spear, 1 regular dwarf, and then 1 goat hideout. So 32 dwarfies in total. Right. So
go on. Say your piece. You're chomping at the bit to say it. Do it.
I want to start with the Blackgate. And this is a genuine question I don't know the answer to. Why go troll and orc captain instead of a second troll chieftain?
That was also the thing on my mind.
The only thing I can think of for bringing a troll, because I've played with this list a bit, is you bring the drum with it, because it's the only way to bring a drum.
Agreed. But without that,
without that, I guess march.
But the mouth doesn't the mouth march? I'm sure the mouth marches.
Mouth does march, but maybe you want to use mouth for other things.
Values as he can march. I mean, it's march or channel, Why not
I
go
don't know.
for a
I
second,
feel like the second two chiefs and a mouth would have been.
two chiefs? I mean,
would have been not-
previous person. I'm not saying I can't. I genuinely don't know what it is. If there's a thing that I'm missing, then tell me it. But otherwise, I'm like, I feel like just get a second chieftain. Yeah, I mean, the Morannon captain on foot, like,
Mm.
big whoop.
Maybe they're going to surprise you, and you'll be eating your words in your game 3.
Maybe. I mean, no disrespect,
Possibly.
but I genuinely,
But I was instantly thinking the same thing. Monsters
Yeah,
can
no,
get a
that's
bad
bullshit.
rap at times, and having a monster with might and having a monster
Exactly.
with will to shrug off that one
Monster with
transfix or
will.
something in that key turn.
And you've got
Um,
a second strike because you've only got the one strike currently as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give you, like,
Maybe it's the limitations of only one troll chieftain model.
I don't know, call the second troll a chieftain. I
Potentially.
call them both chieftains. Like,
Yeah,
who's
yeah.
gonna who's gonna stop them?
Okay, so I guess the other thing is, unless someone is jumping into the chat to tell me otherwise, is maybe the play is I want this troll to be with the mouth at all times. Maybe that's the play. It's deploying with the mouth if we're doing Maelstrom, or if we're doing some other thing. I want it to be with that.
The mouth he kind of fucks though. He's D6. He's fight 5. He's got a couple of attacks. He's got his horse. He's got terror. He's not. He's not.
That's it. Pretty.
Who needs a big bodyguard. He's solid as. Chat is currently unable to provide me an explanation for why you would not be better off just going for the troll chieftain. So I don't know. That's
What did they say about Miran and Dra though?
they're obsessed by Murin and Dra, and they're right to be obsessed by Murin and Dra. Three Nations has gone for a reach into why the
I
chief.
don't even know what that blinker do. I'm gonna have to read the rules.
Yeah, I know, right?
Wow, I could tell you about it.
One's got a bow. One's
So
got a
there's
sword and
this.
shield, isn't it? Sorry, go on.
The bowman is like a expert shot bow, and they've both got 3 might. And then sword boy, I think either +1 to wounding against orcs, goblins, maybe
He's got a
Urukai.
special sword, doesn't he? Yeah.
He's got a special
Kalazar.
sword and a shield. Kalazar. But yeah, like it's some cheeky might into Iron Hill's list where you've
This
got
super cheeky might. This is amazing.
Super cheeky might.
That's very cheeky might. Yeah.
And yeah, I love it.
I
I want to see what they do.
Hustle. It's got really good hustle.
Did-
6 might.
Yeah,
cheeky might.
both fight 5. D8 on Mirren, D7 on Dra. Yeah, okay.
Yes, you've got Master of Battle, so like might is not like it's kind of self-sorting, but it's nice to have might that you can use rather than
the 4+ Master of Battle doesn't always go off.
That's true,
and you can spend that 3 might pretty quick.
Yeah, totally true. I 100% get it. 100% get it. I think it's a really cool tech, and it's something you never see. So points for that alone.
Yeah, that's cool.
The accuracy as well, actually. So he can make your crossbows work harder.
If you're using heroic accuracy on your Iron Hills crossbows with your Drar, I want you to seek spiritual help.
I want you to call me over to the table because I want to see that play and I want to see it either work amazingly for you or be there to console you when it doesn't.
Wishing Murin and Dra could bring dwarf rangers to the army. That would be actually very cool. That would be very cool.
Would.
The fact that they only bring as little, Murin and Dra scampering around in their light armor and they're leading Iron Hill's shield wall is quite strange.
They're pretty tough though.
Is it any stranger than Curtin just hanging out in his pajamas with a bunch of dudes?
No, he's like a leader of the, he's an old dude. He's like
he's well respected in the elf community.
Murin and Dra may be well respected in the dwarf community.
Okay, all right.
You're not wrong.
Whatever.
Yeah, problem solved.
Internal politics. I'm not going to get involved. Otherwise, list is a list that I enjoy. I enjoy the goat riders. That is 3 goat riders, which is lovely. And with that boar will be a good bit of pace. Dwarf pace anyway. And a
good
serious
pace,
bit of
good model
kill.
count.
The model count is
32 shield
Iron
wall
Hills.
Iron Hills is devastatingly.
That's excellent. That is going to be a tough little nut to crack for almost everybody. And there's 8 crossbows in total as well, plus a couple of shots from Dra. That's actually a distressingly shooty Iron Hills army as well.
Yeah, it does all right for itself.
Some would say accuracy could work quite well there.
Very much does right for those. Yeah, goat riders are very cool. I 100% agree. If I was going to go dwarfs, I would go for an Iron Hills army with a nice ballista and some goat riders. That's good dwarf ship. You only dwarfs worth playing. So yeah, cool, spicy, love them both, happy with them both, enjoy them both. Lots of strength 4. So this person saw the elf meta coming and said,
Well,
"Come
then,
here, fancy
that's right.
pants."
They're actively backing it as well.
But that's the
They've
beauty,
got
no,
their
because they
Moranons to fight the elves,
and then
and then they
because
have
they
not taken elves.
because they predicted that other people would bring Morannons to fight elves, they themselves have brought Iron Hills dwarves, which beat Morannons. They've gone for like the next level. They know what beats
Yeah.
I think
elves,
they've gone
and they know
a step
what
further
beats
than
what
that,
beats elves.
and they've brought the
Yep.
strength 4 to counter the no shield orcs to counter the
Yes,
elves.
yes.
Counter,
Oh my
counter,
god,
counter.
Layers
this
within
person has
layers.
they've ticked every box.
Yep. Just hand them the microphone for
Except the
first
troll
prize right
chieftain
now and move
box.
on.
Except the troll chieftain box. That box there's a question mark in that box, not a tick.
Okay. Yeah,
But
true.
anyway, it's free country.
It'll
We
be
can't do
fine.
the same thing. Speaking of not doing the same thing, finally, somebody has picked 2 different factions. Well, half a different faction. Army of Gothmog. We got Gothmog on his wagon shield, leading 6 shield Marinans, 6 shield and spear. Yeah, Mordor and elves. Okay, different armies though. 1 Marinan with a shield and a banner. Where are the spears on the banners? Am I going and fucking spears on your banners, people? And then an Orc warrior who's taken this Marinan spear for no particular reason. Guritz leading 6 Marinan shields and 6 shield spears. Zagdurst leading 6 and 6 again. Then we've got an Orc shaman on a Varg and an Orc drummer.
Love it.
Niche. That's niche at the end there. It's like pretty standard. So it gets niche at the end there.
I like it. I like it as like a little. You've got it as
I think it's
your
cool.
Maelstrom warband that's going to catch up to the rest of them if it goes a while.
I mean, or it's your Maelstrom
just do it
warband who has a very fucking bad time of it, quite possibly, is what it is.
Oh, it runs off. Who's going to catch it?
Anybody.
Up and down on Antipoloth,
horse,
which
maybe,
half
or
of the
like,
people have taken.
yeah, like almost anything is going to catch it. I mean, sure,
Oh,
it
I
can
disagree.
drum, but it'll just move second because of heroics anyway. Like it would move further, but it just gets anyway. I think Army of Gothmog is famously meta at all times. It is great. It is good. It is a cool list. They brought Monster Mariners, which is great. It's broadly similar. I mean, you can't. How much more can we say? Because we've seen, as someone has said, we've seen Mordor with Pile of Mariners several times in a row. I mean, if it surrounds an elf warband, they'll struggle to crack through until the elves don't roll a 6, in which case it's bonk on the old noggin with your to wound bonuses and your strength 4 and your numbering them 2 to 1. As long as the elves keep rolling a 6, they'll survive, but they won't as soon as they don't. Guritz, good hero. Zagdush. Is that a normal Gothmog's hero? I'm trying to think. I feel like you don't see.
Yeah, he's the 3 attack one who gets to get more strength for this cost of his defense. He gets like a cheap piercing strike.
Okay, yeah, I was thinking of Krishnag. Okay, right, sorry, yeah, okay. Hats off to that one. Gothmog obviously cool
fella.
and fun. Again, I just think that Moran there who has a banner but no spear, it's an outrage. It's a hate crime. I'm sick of seeing
I'm hoping
this.
all of these people are putting their banners frontline as well.
I mean, they have to, because otherwise, what are they achieving? What are they doing? They're doing nothing.
They got a banner.
Yeah, but they're not doing anything. They're just standing around. Thoughts on Goroth? Goroth's the hero I think I was thinking of. Goroth is always the hero that I associate being the 3rd hero in a Gothmog's list. Is that crazy? Goroth, the
Goroth's
80
pretty
points.
expensive though. He's 80
That's
versus
true.
the 60, so.
That's true. I know, I'd probably trade the drummer for Goroth if it was me personally, but I'm a drummer skeptic from way back.
I don't know. I like to see Zagdush and I like to see how he goes. 3 attacks is usually a pretty good defense in a fight.
That's fair enough. Shaman, I think Shaman's a really cool drop. Shaman, love to see the Shaman. I would have liked to have seen the Shaman with some people though, because he is he's making me nervous out there on his own. Like you say, Maelstrom only 1 game, but we'll prefer a bassist. Nice, it's great chat. Yeah, just those Womble and that drummer as well. It just makes me so nervous out there on his own. Isn't he an independent hero?
The drummer can be in either.
Can he put in a warband? Can't he as a drummer?
Yeah. I thought the warband had the shaman and the drummer.
Oh, maybe it does. I feel like I like that even less. Maybe it does. Maybe I misread the list. If that's the case,
because you've got Guritz with the +1 reserves, and then you've got the shaman with the might and the +1, so you can go wherever you want, whenever you
why not
want.
just give the drummer to Gothmog though? Gothmog's got a slot left.
Would make a lot more sense,
I just
but
feel like
maybe the reason is
The
to
shaman's on a wag anyway.
help the shaman catch up. I don't know.
That's right. And this is niche. We're getting niche. We're getting niche. I'm not
Yep.
gonna, I've spent far too much
getting
time
quite
talking
niche.
about the exact details of this. Sorry. Feel free to cut me
Yep.
off, Damien, because I need someone to stop me when I get too deep into a rant.
Okay, well, let's talk about elves.
Yes, let's talk about
Okay, so on the other side of this equation, we have elves, but it's different elves. Don't turn off, everyone. It's different elves. It's completely different.
The people in chat, when I
So we've
said
got
2 different factions, they were just like, yeah, sure it is,
yeah.
Sam. Okay.
Okay, so we got Lothlorien here running in at 38 models. So we're starting off with Haldir. He's got a cloak of bow and armor. 7 Galathrim with bow and spear. 4 Galathrim with shield and spear. 1 Galathrim with shield. 1 Galathrim knight with shield, and 1 Wood Elf Sentinel. Spicy.
Love.
We got Rimmel running 3 Galathrim with shield and spear. 3 Galathrim with shield. 2 Galathrim with bow and spear, and 2 guards at the Fountain Court. And Orphan with 3 Galathrim with shield, 3 Galathrim with shield and spear, 2 Galathrim with spear and bows, 2 guard of the Fountain Court, and bringing up the end, 1 Galathrim warrior with a banner and a shield and a spear. It's ticking all those banner boxes there for you, Sam.
Yes.
And coming in at 38 models, at 13 bows.
Yes. How?
The three brothers.
How?
I love it.
Cool.
Good.
It's awesome. Love it. Love it.
It's really
The
cool.
best list of the night. The best list of the night.
Yeah.
Hands down, this is the best. This is great. I'm very pleased to see it. It makes me happy, not least because look at that. Galathrim warrior with banner, shield, and spear.
You're going to sleep well tonight now
This
that
is all
someone
I
has got the kit. Yep.
Someone to just do it, just tick, get that the right thing. I love the Three Brothers list for theme, but theme is irrelevant because it's actually also really, really good. This is 38 elves, which is obscene, and the brothers can still do solid work despite being relatively cheap. It's got a Cav, which is nice. It's got a Sentinel for a bit of tech. It's got 4 pikes with fight 6. It's got a good spread of bows. It's done that thing what I always say on these list reviews every time. The more complicated your warbands are, the better your list is. There's 5 different things in 2 of those warbands. That's complicated. That's a big,
That's
big
complicated
thumbs up.
warband.
I rate this to the roof, personally, and then through the roof. And
It's beautiful.
further.
It's lovely.
It's lovely.
Actually, I had a conversation with the person and they're having a brother competition, so I'm very excited to see the results of that. Charts within charts.
Unfair when one of them is built to kill things, the other 2 are extremely not.
Oh, so they have individual
I see.
things to tick, so Haldir needs to shoot
Interesting.
them, and Rumor needs to parry them, and Orphan needs to roll 6s.
Oh, okay. I like this. This
But
person's so confident.
it's a chart within a chart.
They've invented their own separate
We've got
sub game to play.
Yep.
Glorious Hero wasn't enough
end.
of a sub game.
Glorious Hero wasn't
Yep.
enough of a sub game.
They needed more.
This is sublime. It does all the things. It is a Lothlorien spam list, which means it's very, very strong. The numbers are excellent. It is gonna. Before, when somebody said, oh, "What if you lose a few things and your numbers go lower, and all of a sudden your Black Gate opens, doesn't outnumber people?" And I derisively snorted, "Look at those 28 model elf lists. You'll outnumber them for days and days." Well, I was wrong. You won't. You lose 2 or 3 of those orcs, and it's left, right, good night for you. I have not a lot else to say about that, except that somebody in chat has suggested dropping Orphan and a couple of warriors and taking Boromir on a horse. I don't hate the idea of the 105 point Boromir on a horse, except that in this list you would need to lose somewhere in the realm of 8 warriors because of warband limits, and at which point you end up with probably about 70 spare points at the end, and literally
You probably don't want to be spending on Frodo.
Yep. No. Yes. So you would have to rebuild this list from the ground up to make that kind of thing work. Spoilers again, we might see how that kind of thing can work, and again, spoilers, you need to bring bigger Lorien heroes to suck up more points and provide more slots to sort of fill that gap in at 700. Is Lorien the better elf take in Christchurch made up with lots of Mordor casters over Rivendell?
I've always found Lothlorien as the scarier elf list whenever I come across an elf.
Lothlorien is mostly the better elf list,
yeah. It's scary because there's often an equal amount of them as you.
Yeah.
And if you suddenly find yourself getting wrapped around to the ends of your lines and get surrounded, suddenly you're like, I can't get out of this. There's too many dice being thrown at me. All they need is that 6.
Yeah. I mean, if we just go back to those Rivendell lists from before, like we're talking 10 models less. You've got, and we got to show for it is Glorfindel, who is solid, but he's costs twice. He costs as much as Orphan and Rimmel combined, and he leads 9 fewer troops. You know what I mean? Like you by the fact that you've dropped Glorfindel down to like an Orphan, that's got you space. That's got you 8 more elves to buy instead. Like the way the numbers work out, I just feel like you're paying so much for those big Rivendell heroes, and they are very good, but they are all just slightly less good than, than their points value. I think, you know what I mean. Those 3 big Rivendell heroes are just not quite as good as they cost, and there's nothing in Rivendell between 85 points and 180 points basically. So that's where Lorien has them beat.
The beat.
Yep.
Right. We keep trucking. Here we go.
Here we are. Variety.
What a hateful thing. Yeah, but no one's bringing the horse. Elf captain on the horse to Lance. Are they? Come on. An unnamed? What? That's when you bring Boromir. Anyway, sorry. Pits. Pits. Speaking of Damien meta, pits. So, Azog, White Warg, 6 Hunter Orcs, 4 Hunters with Bow, 1 Hunter with a 2-handed pick. If you didn't know before, now you know whose list this is. 2-handed pick. 1 Hunter Orc with a banner, and then a Fell Warg. The Keeper of the Dungeons leading Thrain the Broken. 5 Hunters, 4 Hunter Bows. I need to tell you, Damien, chat is going ape shit for Thrain. They are going actually ape shit for Thrain. I've never seen this animated. Anyway, 5 Hunters, 4 Hunters with Bow, 1 Hunter with another pick, and then a Felwarg, and then a Hunter Captain with another 2-handed pick, leading 5 Hunters, 3 Hunter Bows, 1 Hunter Bow with a horn. He's learned his lesson. 1 Hunter with a 2-handed pick, and a Felwarg. For 39 models, which sounds good, except off the back of that previous Lorien list, where it really doesn't sound so good anymore.
Twice as many attacks, at least.
Yeah, half as many spears. Lower armor. Jesus. Fewer bows somehow than the elves, which is truly unsettling. Azog can solo the elf list. That's true, as long as Azog gets a 6 every single turn and never misses one under any circumstances, never fights Rumil, he will eventually beat the elf list by himself. And on the other half, we have the White Council, supported by the Wanderers in the Wild. What could this be? Saruman on a horse, Gandalf on a horse, Radagast on a horse, Glorfindel with his stuff. Fucking Glorfindel again? He's not that good. And Thrain the Broken. For 5 models, for a very different style of list, but still fundamentally elf. It's got big elf vibes, despite not technically being an elf list. It's got incredible elf energy, with the expensive, not very effective horse.
So it's got 1/5 elf energy.
5/5. Yeah, but the wizards feel elfy though, don't they? You know.
Do they?
High courage, high fight.
They don't really feel elfy at all.
Tricks. They don't really do much in combat. That's all elfy.
I don't know. If the elves roll, if the wizards roll a 6 in combat, are they winning every time?
No, but I don't know.
Doesn't feel very elfy.
They've got elfy vibes to me. And that's my view, and I certainly won't take any questions. They've got elfy energy.
All right.
People are going again nutty for Thrain. And
This list has actually just reminded me. We haven't been talking about Glorious Hero because it doesn't seem to be written down, but it's quite an important fact.
That's true.
For each list.
So far, assume that the best fighting hero that is not. I sort of went through and I was like, okay, you can just read them all and you'll be like instantly that is obviously Glorious Hero, and every single time it is. There is no, you know what I mean? Like you're right, I should have written.
No question.
But I forgot about. But
so spoiler alert: the Glorious Hero in both of these lists is Thrain.
Hooray! This is the first one that was actually mentioned, so well timed.
Because I'm going all in on theme here. This is my broken list.
I wouldn't characterize it as that, but I love it.
Look, both of them are completely broken.
Very broken.
What inspired you, man? Yeah, tell us about it.
This list is absolutely, conversations we had after an event about models that you don't see very often, and I think it was after Avon here a couple of years ago. It's just like, you don't see Thrain very often. Oh, wait a minute, Thrain can be good and evil. oh, if only there was some event at the New Zealand calendar where I could bring a good and evil army and just theme it around Thrain, which was good because the previous discussion got to the point where I was bringing Thrain in every list that I was bringing for a year, and that was the stupidest thing ever. So this is it's built around that theme. Obviously, White Council to get to 700 points. There's not actually a heck of a lot of variety you can do in there. Turns out they all cost a bunch of points. That one is 700 on the dot. There's not even a Sebastian. There's not even 5 points per for Sebastian. And pits. Look, I just got a bunch of Hunter Orcs. I like my Hunter Orcs. I do have some Gundabeds. They're on my painting table. They're not painted, so this is certainly not the world's most optimal pits list. But again, keeping in theme, I've got Thrain, I've got the Keeper in there, which again is not the optimal pick, but going all on theme.
The theme is rock solid. The theme is really
I
excellent.
love Keeper.
Keeper's
another little mini game you get to play by yourself.
Along
We
with
gotta find the list with the most mini games inside of it.
I mean, there's a lot of mini games in that White Council list. That's for sure.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of mini games in there.
Pew pew pew. Occasionally, effectively, anyway. Pew pew. Yeah, I mean, what do you say? The Hunters are obviously. Pits is obviously a great list. Hunters are obviously excellent. I agree, probably in a perfect world, you'd see a few Gundabeds with pokey sticks. But, you know.
What do you do?
A whole pile of Hunters is no bad thing. You've got plenty of shooting there, which I would say was really good, except that we've seen every other good list has gone batshit mental on the shooting, and so those, if you fire a single bow shot this entire event,
I'm completely and utterly outshot.
You're just
absolutely
running forwards at all costs.
The last Lothlorien one, actually, you could hit them though, so that's nice.
It's true, but they would be shooting at you with more bows and better ones against your lower defense
at longer range.
Yeah. Didn't say it was a good idea. Didn't say it was a good idea.
True. You could do it. You could do it. And knowing that, I mean, you will. But if it was me, I would not. You've brought the Warhorn, which I remember last time we discussed.
Yep.
You brought
Very proud.
Hunter Orcs list. You didn't bring a Warhorn, and you were genuinely hugely regretting it. So big kudos for that. They do need one, bless them.
It's good to see you,
Yep, I agree. Especially in Good v Evil, when you know there's going to be a bunch of elves rocking around, and when you know there's going to be a bunch of key elves that maybe are called Kurdan and can cast Aura of Dismay. You know, you've got to do whatever you can to try and take the edge off that.
Running such a low defense army as well, like you're gonna break, you know, in almost every game. Realistically, I think you want that. You want that sweet little Warhorn in there, definitely. Question from the chat for you, Damien. What did you use for your hunter with your Warhorn mini? Sorry.
I had two of the Mahud models for my Mumek, and one of them I converted into a war chief with a spear, and I used the horn from him on one of my Hunter Orcs. So everyone go out and also build a Mimic list and buy themselves extra Mahud.
It's the easiest way, and it naturally flows into. You've got all the most important components you need for a Hunter Orc list after that.
Yeah.
I'm glad we asked, because that was not where I that was not where I saw that going. Very good. Do you? I want to ask about your good list. Do you? I look at it and I think it might not kill many things. How is that?
You found it's one flaw.
It doesn't hurt anything.
Yeah, that's a problem. Not going to lie. And I knew that when I was making it, and look, I tried to tweak things around and change things around. There's a bunch of stuff that I could get to if I dropped a horse off someone, but then I've got one person hanging around on foot, and that person becomes a liability. And
broken, for example, you mean?
Yeah, but you know he can go mad and turn into a mini troll. So you know what? That's always the potential there.
He's always half speed of your army, though, isn't he?
He could also, turn on me. And
what is happening?
Who's this? What's this?
We're being review bombed.
What's happening? Who's this? Is this
live from Articon?
Live from Articon? Holy shit! Look at this. This is the and they call it a mine. Hang on, what am I doing? And they call it a mine. The overseas
what are you doing?
department. I'm trying to. I'm gonna make this bigger. Let's see. Oh, how cool is that? This is George over and Denny over at Articon, peeps. That's why they're not with us today. And
what up, fellas?
Hey, great to see you.
This place is insane.
It looks incredible. How are you feeling about it? Are you overawed by the experience, or are you rising to the occasion?
Good. Jenny was joking. He's like a kid getting ready for the exam. He's getting his like pens and paper out. And...
Hi, Denny. Oh, he looks so cute. What are you guys running today?
Jenny has Dragon Emperor, and I got Rise of Avon. Shocking.
Oh,
Shocking.
intense.
The boards are incredible.
They look really good. Just from the brief look there, they look amazing.
Yeah, like they're way more trained than what I was expecting. They're really, really cool.
Are they
But
quite
I don't know, the
dense?
whole venture is just insane.
It feels silly if you bought like
Yeah. You'd feel silly if you had a massive board. There is a lot of terrain, which is great.
Quite dense. Okay, that's interesting. We often complain about that over here, having too much stuff on table, but obviously that's the international meta, is pile it up.
We've got the double champs tomorrow, so we had one request that you guys actually review our doubles list at the end of this.
Ooh, absolutely. That would be a privilege and a pleasure. Is it too late for you to change it?
I would love
to tell
to.
you how shit it is. Is that going to be possible?
Yeah, no, it's not actually. If you guys just say one bad word about it, I'll change instantly. You know, this is the platform I hold in most regards. So.
The rest of our viewers
first
have
thing-
the same level of respect for our views.
The first thing I'm looking at is going to be the banner. So
Does it have a spear?
yeah, spear and shield.
Oh, how good! That's amazing.
That's cool.
Far out.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll let you guys get back to your review. But
Thank you for dropping in. Lovely to see you. See you, Danny.
Good luck, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Have
See
fun.
ya.
See ya. Oh, how good! How good is that? Right, let's get our stupid faces out of the way. Oh shit, that's the wrong one. All right, let's get our faces out of the way. Isn't that cute? God,
So yes,
that's lovely.
question on the killing there, Damien. If we can carry on from that.
Oh, sorry. Yes.
We're back to my weakness. I don't want to talk about my weaknesses.
Would an Elrond not fit in Glorfindel's space?
He's 190
No.
with his stuff. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
190 with the armor and the
Oh,
horse.
so he's 170 base, is he? Yeah, okay, there you go.
it's-
Yes, I-
no,
If only you could
no
give him
horse.
a
Price
horse.
Elrond. If only I had an extra 10-point spear, I hadn't used that up on something. Yeah.
Could have been
Then
huge.
you could have taken an Elrond with no armor, which some might say was a ballsy pick. So I think possibly you've made the better decision to stick with a Glorf with actual stuff.
It
And
needs armor when you can just heal it right back.
it's probably useful for you to have. I mean, I think in very few lists will I say Glorfindel is the best hero pick, 'cause I'm skeptical about his killing power. But I will say, in a list of 3 old dudes with 1 attack, fight 5 and D5, it's probably useful to have somebody who is infamously hard to kill. So that there's some value there, I think, definitely. Anyway, this has been given far more time and respect than it deserves. So
I'm wounded.
move on quickly before I start feeling nauseous. And nausea will become clear. All right, this is getting absolutely fucking stupid. I want you guys to see what I had to go through when I was preparing these lists, because this is, with the greatest respect to this person, this is going to be the onceiest once over that there's ever onced, because this is the same thing again. I think there are two people who are doing pits and then Glorf. Anyway. Azog, White Warg, 9 Hunters, 6 Gundabad Shield Spears, 2 Fell Wargs, and a Gundabad with Banner, Shield and Spear. Yes, respect. Hunter Orc Captain with 4 Hunters, 4 Hunter Bows, 3 Gundabad Shield Spears, and a Fell Warg. And then the same warband again. So it's Hunter, 4 Hunter Captain, 4 Hunters, 4 Hunter Bows.
I do love a
Gundabad
copy-paste
Shield Spears,
warband.
and a Fell Warg.
Mhm.
That's how you know you've optimized it flawlessly. 2 of the same thing. Perfectly. Second half is a Last Alliance, which again I'm almost always really excited to see in these things, but this is I think either the 4th or 5th Glorfindel we've seen in 8 or 9 lists, and so I don't want to see this. I'm sick of it.
And I think we have another 89 to go.
Another 8 on Glorf, 7 shields, 4. That must meant to be bow spears. Sorry, not bow shields. 2 shield spears. Curdon, 3 shields, 3 bow spears, and a Sildor with 5 shield spears, 3 shield bows, and shield banner.
Is that supposed to be shield bow as well, or is that supposed to be spear bow?
You're right. It's supposed to be spear bow
Again.
as well. Sorry. Yeah, you're right.
Lots of spear
That'll
bows.
be spear bow. Yeah, totally. Sorry. That's again just my poor clicking. What to say? I like this pits very much. Damien, no disrespect to you, but this is the better pits.
Agreed.
The 2
Yeah,
pits.
you're not going to find me disagreeing. It's a better list,
And they fully
It is
but
lacking
it's
a
not
horn,
as
though.
themed and
Cool.
called.
That's cool.
No, there is no horn. and I talked to the person who's bringing this list, and we once again had our conversation about the horn and the extra models that was going to allow this person to bring to the party. I know I personally am, I've been on the receiving end of that break. I've been on the receiving end of not being able to charge things. The horn is my love. This person is still going without the horn for the extra bodies. They've got a better list in general across the board. So, you know what? More power to them.
To go hornless. Everyone starts off going hornless. Won't need that.
I think the horn is needed.
I think most people end up going, yeah.
I think in this list, you take it first, and then you see if you can make room for the banner. So, in my opinion, I think you could probably lose the banner, but it might be controversial.
I've heard others say the same thing. I know George said the same thing. I am a huge banner advocate, and I would want to see both of them personally. But I mean, I look at this. I have 45 models. I mean, if you had 3 fewer hunter orcs, would anybody notice? You get to 42 and at the warhorn, would anyone die? No, they wouldn't. I feel like just but that's just me. The last alliance. We're not going to wait Lorf and Curtin again. Isildur obviously extremely good. Ring obviously extremely good. Isildur is a real beat stick. I am surprised to see the Numenorians are carrying the banner rather than the elves. I don't know why that
I think they're supposed to be the back line, aren't they?
Yeah, but they're also lower fight and lower defense, lower courage. Just doesn't, you know what I mean? Like, it just seems like, why not give it to an elf?
So that's why they're the back line. So they're safer.
Why not give it to an elf who is tougher? You've got plenty of bow spears who are going to be backlining.
That's true.
Give it to something more stronger. That's always my view. And also, where's his fucking spear? He's meant to be spearing. You want the fight for, you want the strength 4 in the combats. Am I crazy?
They did it for one list. Can you not be happy?
No, I'm not happy. He did it in his other half. He clearly knows the principle. He clearly agrees that the banner should have a spear, but he's just taunting me.
Maybe Rivendell was written first, and then they learnt.
Anytime I don't see banner, shield, spear on a model, someone's made a mistake. They need to have all 3 of these. You see why chat is now learning why I said don't take a shot every time you see Glorfindel, because you won't be able to. Damien's doing it. He won't be here long. All right. Something fucking different. I didn't deliberately put them all at the start, but I seem to have accidentally put them all at the start. I hope that they're all gone. Something fucking different. All right.
This is just the feint, and then it comes back and hits you.
Surprise!
Yeah.
All right. Moria Horde. Durburs leading 6 shields, 5 spears, 2 cave trolls, and the 1 warband.
Hey yo!
Their hammers. A marauder and a bat swarm. Druzhag leading 4 shields, 4 spears, 3 wargs, and a spider. Groblo leading 4 spears, 3 shields, and a black shield. And then a goblin captain with a shield leading 4 shields, 4 spears. Still 47 models despite the only 1 bat swarm on this one. And the marauder and the 2 cave trolls.
2 trolls. That's one marauder. Still outnumbers everything so far.
Outnumbers everything so far, despite having some pretty chunky things there. But
it even just outnumbers that Lothlorien list.
Just really will it outfight it? It remains to be seen, but it does outnumber it.
They do get +1 fight if they outnumber them.
That's true. So they'll go to a mighty fight 3 against the fight 5.
Mighty.
So it'll could make or break. That's make or break. That means that when the bat swarm gets involved, they will win the fights, or at least draw, rather than still lose them anyway, despite the presence of the bats. Just get there we go. Bat swarm just going one by one into individual elves, just to help them win the fights down the line. They have, of course, they've squeezed in these cave trolls and tech pieces by going with the pretty dirt cheap, the heroes. I guess that's.
I mean, Durburs is your main man in a goblin list.
Yeah, I guess so.
Druzhag's not a cheap goblin either.
That's true. I did 90 more. Okay, I take it back then. You're right. That was an ill-informed statement.
So they've made the call to go with the multiples. They've got the spider in there with Druzhag. They're running 10 might.
Not bad.
It's pretty good. And you're running 47 models. You're pushing 50, which in a meta that doesn't include a stupidly overstacked Lothlorien list it's pretty good when you've got two trolls in there as well. Like
I found it. They've taken a troll instead of a drum.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yes, that's what it is. The no drum. That's a good point. Something was tweaking my
Yeah,
spiders.
something was
Yeah,
missing,
Yep.
and that's
drum.
what it
That's
is.
true. That's interesting. Yeah, no
It's a big
drum.
call actually
No
in a pretty big
banner
goblin
effect.
list.
No courage buff. That is a really good point, actually. Yeah, that's true.
Because you can't, if you're not getting the
That's nice.
drum, you
It's a lot
kind
of
of don't
stuff
want to
in.
lose the bonus.
Yeah, it's a lot of stuff in there
So
you want from that drum.
yeah, I mean,
Interesting.
like if I'd expect more foul wargs and spiders if you were not bringing a drum because they don't benefit it from a really. So to keep that light and no drum,
Yeah,
we'll see.
when this thing breaks, which it will do eventually, because it's D5 on a good day, it will just
It's goblins. La
nothing
la la
left of
la
it.
la.
Nothing left of it. Yeah. But yeah, the tech and the trolls will do some work in the meantime. But yeah, she will. Oh,
Do love
that's a
to see
really good
it.
point. That's a really good point about the drum. Yeah, that's what's not there. Just yeah, you would feel good about this list until you saw the 38 Lothlorien, and then you would go, fuck. Oh god.
To be fair though, like
That's
we
almost
brought
every
that up
list.
a couple of times
We have.
because fair enough. The other stuff is looking pretty much like you would expect though.
That's very true.
But we're getting
That's very true.
Rivendell Elves and Last Alliance falling within their points and model numbers that you would expect for the points. So
That's
Yeah.
absolutely true. That's
we
absolutely true.
we are comparing this to the extreme,
We are.
and I think that's fair enough because that list has made an impression on us all.
It has, but you're right.
But
This is not the only
you're
thing in
running
place on the board.
47. You've got 2 threats with those cave trolls.
Yeah.
They've got the hand and a half hammer now. I used to be a hand and a half hammer convert. I'm getting their trolls smacking people around until side by side, and some stupid elves started locking up our lines with some terror and with some other stuff, and then suddenly I tell you what, that spear support from the cave troll suddenly become absolutely so important. It's just like, oh, I've got fight 6 in my back line with a spear as well, you stupid elves. So
Can't you only spear support something with the same base size as you?
Can't go bigger. You can go small.
Can you go smaller?
I thought you could.
Oh,
You
maybe
read
I'm
that
wrong.
Defenders of Helm's Deep list
No,
while we
I'm
look
not
up this
saying you're
rule
wrong. I'm not saying
query.
you're wrong. I mean, you can go. Chad agrees. Chad agrees with you, Damien. 100%.
Yeah,
This is the thing I
I'm
genuinely did not know.
that's
That's
because no one
very
supports
cool.
with a cave troll because
Who
Why
won't?
would you?
But it turns out
they all swap. You
that's
pay the
actually
points to get the hammer.
that's hustle. That's actual genuine hustle. I really rate that. That's very cool. The surprise.
Yeah.
So
Who needs Lorien pikes when you've got cave trolls?
yeah, I was going to say the new Lorien pike is actually a
Yeah.
cave troll spear.
It's just goblins, but it's just you don't put spears on the goblins. You just bring the cave trolls. Fuck, I rate that. That's 10 out of 10. Chat. Holy hell. Anyway, we should do
Yeah,
the defenders because
amazing.
defenders. Theoden, they're getting 6 shield warriors, 4 Glathrim spear bow, sorry. 2 warriors with throwing spears and shield, and a royal guard with throwing spears. Strider with Haleth, 5 warriors with shield, 4 Glathrim with bow and spear, and 2 warriors with shield and throwing spears, and then a warrior realm with shield and banner. Acceptable on Rohan. Because of the spears thing. Acceptable.
But this list you can use spears as spears.
Fuck, that's true, isn't it? All right, it's back to being
Keep
unacceptable.
reading.
Back to being unacceptable.
Sorry, buddy.
Haldir, leading 4 warriors with shield, 3 Galadrim with bow and spear, and then 2 warriors with throwing spears and shield. 38 models. That's chunky. 13
One of the
mighty 30-inch
arguably
bows.
hardest lists to write as well.
And I think they've done a bloody good job of it. Honestly, I think
I
they've done
like
just
it.
a really great job of this. This is so cool. Apart from the lack of 3 spears on the banner. Apart from that, there's so many warriors with throwing spears around. So many. Just give one of them a banner.
You could probably take it off the Royal Guard.
Yeah, one on the front line is D6.
Yeah.
Just
On the flip side, I want to charge that troll, and I want to get my spear shot in, and my royal guard's going in. Conversation over. I don't need to take a courage test, so I'm always going to get that shot.
That spear shot in.
It
You're
is a good throwing
into the
spear.
troll.
It is a good throwing spear.
Sorry, I
Yep.
just
Look, whoever is running this, come and tell me about every single victory that throwing spear gets as it charges into a terror-causing
14
creature.
elf bows shooting elf shots a turn, shooting at 30 inches. If you are telling me, well, I don't know, it's like, what was it 12, 11, 12? If 13, if you're telling me that the 5 turns of shooting when you fire a total of 65 shots at this troll, hasn't been enough to kill it, but that 66th strength 3 hit with that throwing spear is going to be enough to make a difference, then I'm sorry, I
You
simply
can
don't believe you.
look. You come and find me and tell me your victory when you throw that spear into one of those mouths of
65
Sauron that
shots.
you've seen. Nah,
Nothing's happening. Oh, no, it hasn't
nah.
worked.
Take out the mount.
There we go.
It'll
Yes.
do work.
Yeah, you come
Charge
tell me.
a mounted hero, thrown rider. They're on the ground, and then you've won the fight.
I
That's what's
back
gonna
your
happen every
decision.
time.
This
Sam
is
may not. I back your
thrown
decision.
rider on the ground. I'm not even going through how unlikely all this is. I'm not. This is bait. I'm not engaging with it. This is bait. I think if I have questions about the Moria list, and I do have some, I have no questions about the Helmet Defenders list. I think this is really good. Doesn't sit right with me running spears on the Galathrim in Helm's Deep. Why would you not? Sorry, someone in chat's objected to putting spears on the Galathrim in Helm's Deep. Can we round up on this person and just point and say, shame, shame? Of course you want spears. That's five. They're elves.
Yeah.
They cry out for spears. They yearn for spears. Am I crazy?
Both spears is a good shout, I think, for the Galadriel Warriors.
They yearn for spears. Everyone needs spears. Films be damned. This is the quote most competitive event of the year, unquote. How dare you quote the films to me? This is not Damien's list. There is no room for theme. There is no room for respecting the source material. They will use spears and they'll like it.
Kept throwing spears.
Apart from apparently the banner people who won't use spears.
Yep.
Anyway, you
Busy holding a banner.
can see that I have occasionally had times in the past where I haven't had enough spears, and I've been very sad about it.
Apparently, you did. We've got the counselling session Discord chat afterwards.
People talking about the models. Just say all the elves have spears. It's just say it.
That's probably
As long as
why
they
all the
all
elves
have the spears.
died. Yeah, it's true. I agree with the chat. I agree.
Chat is. They're trying
Yep.
fucking patience like they always do. No, I just love you.
Okay, moving on.
Thank you for joining.
Moving on. Doing the thing.
All right,
Doing the thing.
next one. Here, Minas Tirith, something different. A new faction. Oh no, then we see that. Oh, no, back to business. Minas Tirith, Boromir with his horse shield and banner, leading 5 knights with shield. That's a lot of knights. 4 fountain courts, 4 Osgiliath vets with shield spear, and 2 vets with shields. Madril leading 6 vets with shield, 6 rangers with spear, a bolt thrower with swift reload, and a treb.
2 war machines in Minas Tirith.
That's crazy.
2 war machines.
This is crazy, and I love it. As soon as lines meet, then you're not going to be able to shoot, and I think my gut feeling is your knights are actively working against your war machines here. I think is my only note. But I love to see 2 war machines. Love to see a treb flying into a whole bunch of.
The treb is the glorious hero as well.
Yeah, that's
amazing.
Yeah, that's right. The treb.
I could be wrong.
I really rate. I'm going to do 2 things. Firstly, remove my crown for bringer of the most toxic list and grant it to the person who has brought double war machines. So congratulations, I bow down to your superior toxicity. And secondly, say that I think what you're both missing here when you talk about these knights. I agree, 5's low knights. Is 5 the optimized number of knights? No, it's not. But look at the theme here. You got Boromir with his banner leading Osgiliath vets and knight. This is all Osgiliath themed. The theme is Osgiliath, defense and fighting thereof. You got the treb, you got a little bolt thrower, you got Madrils there, you got more vets. This is Osgiliath themed, and I think that if you've put together an Osgiliath themed list that uses vets and Osgiliath stuff, I think you can get away with literally anything after that. Thoughts?
The whole pass of sorts.
Osgiliath themed list, I think. Incredible work. So
I mean,
bring your slightly too many knights, bring your just a couple of fountain courts, bring your pretty average Osgiliath vets, bring them all, cause a thing.
I like it. My only note is
lost me with that.
Is your knights are working against your war machines. That's it.
They are 100%.
Yep.
I mean, a good battle trebuchet is always a spicy call because you got 2 turns of fire in that thing, and then it's whap whap wah. You better hope it kills something.
I love the fact that they bought knights. They've always underperformed when I bought them, but freaking good on you.
With Boromir though, 5-4 now, baby.
Yeah,
bring them in, and if you can make them do the damage, then do it.
5. I mean, they got
I
last.
never left home without a
rate
night.
them just quietly. I think they're really good. Yeah. I mean, I get 5 is more than I'd bring, but 2 or 3. To the chat question who asked about glorious hero. So each person has to nominate in their army a non-leader hero. And they keep track of that hero's kill count across the course of the event. They add both the heroes of both their armies together, and the person at the end of the event who has got the most kills on their 2 glorious heroes gets a special prize. So
Microphone.
it's something for the Damiens of the world to compete for. Wait, no, he's picked Thrain for his glorious hero twice over, so it's not actually something
I believe
for
that
Damiens to compete
model
for, now
has
that I think about
access to 3 attacks. So
it. That's true. He can be
Height 6,
Can be.
mighty
strength
dwarf
4,
king.
He
3
can
attack.
be.
Occasionally.
And
It's very
fight
possible.
6.
Fight 6 war. Other half of this
Whopping.
list, we're back to Mighty Mordor. Thanks for the cheap viewers advertisement. That's much appreciated. Thanks, bot chat. Mordor, Gothmog, Wagon Shield, 7 Black Numbs, 7 Morannons with Shield and Spear, and 1 Morannon with Shield and Banner. What have I done? What have I done? What have I done to you, NZML community? What have I done? The fuck is this? Anyway, Dark Marshal on an armored horse. You've given him armor on his horse before you've given the banner a spear. For
I don't believe
crying
you have a
out
choice on
loud.
that one. But
Is it? Yeah,
Oh,
isn't Dark
he's the
Marshal
mandatory one.
doesn't
Yeah.
have an option for a regular horse?
You
Isn't he
pick
one of the ones who
Dark
doesn't?
Marshal anyway. Hold on, you pick the Dark Marshal and there's a banner? I'm not. All right, with 6 Morgul Knights. That part's very cool. You've won me back again. 4 Warg Riders with shield and throwing spears. Then there's Kardoosh, leading 3 Orcs with shield and spear, 2 Orcs with shield, and a Morannon with shield. For a total of 34
So
models.
the Dark Marshal is there as well as the banner because that Dark Marshal's warband is not hanging around with everyone else. They are going away and they're getting stuck in.
Mhm.
That's what they're doing.
That's very true.
That's why
Yeah, I
that
like
extra
it.
banner is there.
That's very true.
That's it. I can accept this as a double banner because it still only has the one banner, and there's obviously 2 very different missions that those banners
Two
are
different
doing.
missions. I do, putting my nerd hat on. If the Dark Marshal is planning on taking his 11 mid-tier cav models around for a glorious charge and leaving
Mid-tier?
the other 23,
Morgul.
they're good, but they're not like they're not we're not Riv Knights here. We're not talking camels here. We're not talking Go Rider type things. And then leave. But the main thing is they're leaving the 23 little orkies behind on their own, and just a little, like I wouldn't want to be those 23 little orkies when the Dark Marshal and the Cav ride away, and they're left just kind of nervously standing there, go, ooh, nobody notices us.
Definitely is a bit light.
Yeah, that part, I see the idea of the split. I like the idea of the split, but I just feel like you want a little more number.
So
March 6 away, leave 34 behind. Don't march 11 away and 23 behind.
Having said that, this is one of the more cav-heavy lists we've seen.
This is.
Most of the stuff that we've seen has only got 1 or 2. They're there to grab objectives and do some dash and dives. These 2 lists have actually got a more substantial cav aspect to them. So you know what? I think your thoughts there are well founded with the, hey, I'm going to go over here and leave these guys on their own. But the reality is most of the stuff that's reacting to both of these is not as fast. Now, we are only halfway through the list, so this may change, but this is actually more mobile than most.
That's very true. You've convinced
I think
me.
you also underestimate the punch of the Morgul Knight contingent. I think that is going to kill a few models. And then suddenly your 23 orcs sitting behind, holding the line, is only going to have to fight a warband.
I get it. I see it. I understand it. My problem is I've seen the last lists, and I know that this warband is going to be lower fight than 80% of what it charges into.
Yeah, we do think of elves.
Gets a little bit nervous, yikes. If you coming to the big CH and relying on fight for terrifying Cav to win the day, fight for and Black Numbs and Morgul Knights are one of the hardest things to run probably in a Christchurch-based GVE context because you are going to. Oh look, literally everyone has elves. Whoops.
Even I
That's
have
a bit
elves
tough.
this year, and I hate myself for
Or
that.
the people who don't are going to have. Oh look, we've got Boromir's five fearless Ministereth instead. Like it's just.
He brought them so that you didn't have to worry about others.
Yes, maybe that's true. That's true. But spoilers. This might be the last Boromir we see. Anyway, Dark Marshal, it's cool to see. I was hasty with Armored Horse before, but I very much like the Dark Marshal. I've always wanted to use it. I've always wanted to use the Dark Marshal like a mounted context. I just feel like it's just not. I just want to rearrange the pieces a little bit.
Yeah, I can understand that.
But 10 out of 10 for the Oscalia side of things, at least. I rate that to the roof. Rightio. Next up, we have. What are the odds? It's Mortal Ministereth. People in Christchurch.
Didn't we just leave this
and, like,
party?
what's happened to the people of Christchurch? They've just like these. The pages of the book are stuck together. There's only 4 factions in this game. What's going
Make a really
on?
good point. Is there
That
been
was
a
in,
good
that was
list
in the player pack, right?
without? There's no list. The Iron Hills was the only non-fight 5 list.
Yeah, the Iron Hills. Yeah, I think that's true. Yeah,
That
yeah,
hurts
that
my
sounds right.
feelings.
Yeah. Otherwise, it's been Boromir or elves the whole way through so far. Golly. Yes, the Ministereth list looks oddly familiar, says chat. I'm not
Okay,
gonna
so
comment on
let's run it. Okay, so we've got Mordor here. So we've got Gothmog with Wagon Shield, 8 rounds with Shield, 6 rounds Spear and Shield, 1 round with Trifecta, Spear,
Yes.
Shield, Banner, and Spear. We got Shagrat with
Remember.
his Shield and Heavy Armor, 3 rounds with Shield, 3 rounds with Spear and Shield, 1 Orc Warrior with a Banner and a Shield, not a Trifecta, but a second Banner. Garrett's with Master of Reserves. Garrett's Master of Reserves, that's his name. 3 rounds with Shield, 3 rounds with Shield Spear, and Kardish with 7 trackers.
what are those trackers for?
Yeah, on on the Ministereth side, we've got Boromir, Horse Shield Banner, 15 Guard of the Fountain Court with Shield. We got Huron on horse with 2 Knights of Ministereth with Shield. Madril with 3 Rangers, 2 Rangers with Spears. Gondor Avenger Bolt Thrower with Swift Reload, and Inborn Ranger of Athelion bringing up the rear there at 35.
Yes, so I propose that those who want to see a review of this Ministereth list look back at any of our previous videos over the last couple of years and search for that review therein. And with nothing but love and respect to this player, I will provide you with a new list review and you provide me with a new list. So that's my final word on that one. The other half, the
Please
Mordor
see my
half,
other videos.
the Mordor half, I think this is really cool.
Mortal half is new for this
The
player.
Mordor half
Yep.
is new and different and cool. And Kardush with all his trackers to Nomon, great stuff. Shagrat,
Yep.
excellent hero.
Fantastic hero.
2 banners, one
Yeah.
of which has a spear. I'm not sure if I'm angry about this or not. I don't know how I feel about this. I don't know if I'm going the second banner personally. Give it to him, Morannon.
It feels like the banners are there for the heroes.
Yeah, I guess I get that, but like, give it to him. There's Morans with shield and spear waiting. Give them this banner. Anyway. Gothmog good, Shagrat good, Gurit's good, Kardish good. What's not to love? We've done enough Mordor reviewing over the last little while. That I don't want to, I want to cut this person completely short. But one list we've done 15 times, and one list is I can't discuss Moran and Orcs again tonight, people. I can't. I'm sorry. They're good. We like them.
Strap in, buddy. We've got 92 more.
92 more minutes.
To Red White in the chat, that'd be amazing, and I would take my theme crown off to you. Said that they would like to show up when you were Shire and Sharky's Rogues.
Hell yeah.
So if Sam can pass on his toxicity crown, I'll pass on my theme crown to you if you pull that off.
Some models, the Horde, I hate playing against them. Anyway, this is cool. Different things. Then he sees the elves and he goes, damn it, we're so close. Mostly different things. 3 out of 4 factions different. So, Corsairs and Serpent Horde, we've got Delamere leading 7 shields, Corsairs, and 6 shield spear, and 1 with just a spear. He's just kept behind, poor fella. A Corsair captain leading 6 arbs, 5 Corsair shield spears, and then a Corsair with a spear. Another Corsair captain with a crossbow, leading 7 arbs and 5 shield spears. And Suladan on his horse with 3 serpent riders. Solid. Love that. Then we've got Lorien Khazad-dûm. So we've got Galadriel leading 6 Galathram pikes, 4 bow spears, 2 shield spears, and a Galathram knight with shield and bow. A dwarf king leading 4 Khazards, 2 iron guard, and 2 dwarfs with shield. Then a king's champ, rate it, leading 4 iron guard, 2 Khazards, just to confuse us, and then
Yeah.
2 dwarfs with shield.
Couldn't run 23. You just had to do it.
First Galadriel we've seen, despite the massive number of elves, which I think is notable because I put Galadriel very high on my list of things to bring when I'm playing Lorien. I think she's excellent. That will be yellow. Yes, that's right. We see what's happening here on the dwarf side very clearly. You've got elves to stand behind and use their spears and pikes to stack up the dwarfs. Galadriel for some tricks and some blinding light and stuff to make up for the scandalous lack of bows. Then you've got Khazards and Ironguard who are going to be sitting pretty fucking pretty with their strength 4 burliness / 2 attacks. Well, not burliness, but 2 hands /
I
2
love it.
attacks.
I like seeing the old elf dwarf alliances back in action.
Yeah, it's a powerful combo. The numbers are a little light, but I guess it's what you can hope for. Maybe I don't know. Maybe you go for Heldir. Just looking at 34 models is lower than I would have thought. Maybe you go for Heldir.
Ledger is a good use there though.
She is good, yeah. But also, like, do you want blinding light that much? Like, do you care about evil only shooting into your Khazards? You know, frontline.
You probably you've got Iron Guard. Iron Guard aren't
That's
as
true.
tough as the rest of the dwarves.
King's Champion is mighty and powerful, and the only time I'll accept a banner with no spear is with a King's Champion. That's okay, but it's close. So this person's avoided that sin thereby. The only other acceptable context in which there's a banner with no spear is Suladan. So this person has managed to bring 2 banners, or 3 banners,
past.
not a spear between them, and still get the thumbs up from me.
And still meet your acceptable level here.
My exacting standards. What do we think of that Corsair Servant Horde list, people?
It's 45 models. That's big numbers again. So we got 45 models. We've got 15 bows going on there, and when I say bows, what we actually mean is arbalisters. I've seen them work fantastically. I've seen them not work fantastically. I think you've got enough mobility there with your model count that you can afford to have them stand still and do their thing, or at least some of them, and provide a threat while the rest of your army is moving. It's pretty good. I like it. I think it's cool.
You've absolutely nailed it.
Suladan is a very...
Sorry, go on.
Is that sorry?
No, what are you saying? Go ahead.
I was going to say, Suladan is a good pick for a Glorious Hero. He is going to be chopping through falls pretty quick.
Phenomenal chat, and Max, it's a good pick for it. Phenomenal chat from Sam's Nemesis, who was asked if this is Sam's list. It's not, and the reason you can tell is it's got Khazards, and I fucking hate Khazard Doom. I would never play a Khazard Doom list. So you can tell immediately as soon as you see little Khazards running around, it's not me. Wouldn't touch it with a barge pole. I adore and fear in equal measure this Corsair list, though. Although, Damien, I was just going to say before, you've hit the nail on the head there, which is the fundamental problem every time I've ever run this or ever faced it. The fundamental problem is, when do your arbs stop shooting and start hurtling into combat as fast as possible? And the answer is always 1 turn earlier than you did it. I have never ever met somebody I've never ever played a game myself or played a game against this where that somebody hasn't brought those things in just a turn or two too late, at which point they just get rounded upon and mulched rather than,
There's always that chance. Just if I shoot for one more turn, one more. Yeah,
it's the bait.
I just want to kill 2 more guys.
I kill 2 more guys right now, or I could walk slowly for 3 turns. But it's always 1 turn too late. So my strongest possible advice to this person when playing this is just go one. If you're thinking I'll do it next turn, don't go now. As soon as you start thinking is it time to go, it's time to go. It might already be too late. You need to do it early. Because otherwise you just end up, because fundamentally this is a list of 30 D4 combat models. This is 30 D4 strength 3 fighters, and that shit does not last as long as you think it will. That does not last as long as you think it will, and you need those extra 15 odd people in there. But with that one caveat, which is a big caveat, but only one caveat. Phenomenal list.
Yeah. Does the trick.
Ticks the box. Oh, Christ. All right.
We came this close.
Uh, I'm not going to read it. You got eyes. It's
Okay,
pits. It's
okay.
pits
So
again.
pits. We got Azog on a Wag, 7 Gundabad, Spirit and Share, Shield and Spear, 400 Orcs, 400 Orcs on Wag, Gundabad with a shield and a banner, no spear. Keeper of the Dungeons, I love you for doing it. 500 Orcs, 5 Gundabad Orcs. Those 500 Orcs have bows. 5 Gundabad Orcs with shield and spear. Hunter Orc Captain on a Foul Wag. 400 Orcs with bows. 4 Gundabad Orc Warriors with shield and spear. I have thoughts on this list. We're going to read the other one first. Lothlorien Fellowship, Galadriel, 4 Galathrim with bow spear, 3 with spear shield, 3 with shield, 3 guard of the Galathrim court, 1 warrior with a banner and shield, no spear, 1 knight with shield and bow, 1 wood elf sentinel, love what you're doing. Haldir with a bow and heavy armor, 5 Galathrim with shield and spear, 4 with spear and bow, 2 with shield, 2 guard of the Galathrim court, and Boromir with shield and horse down the bottom there.
There it is.
We are coming back to this Pits of Dolgador here because I have thoughts. Your Hunter Orc is on a Fel Warg, but none of his friends are on a Fel Warg. Your Hunter Orc Captain is on a Fel Warg, but none of his friends are on a Fel Warg. Now, I can accept putting him on a Warg because you want him to get places, but I personally want him to get places with friends. You're losing the many knives rule to have him on that Warg, and if you want him going places, you want friends with him. I would put those 300 Orcs on Fel Warg with the Hunter Orc Captain on Warg. Absolutely. I think it's a choice going for the Fel Warg. I personally don't put my captains on there, but I definitely appreciate getting a couple of Hunter Orcs where they need to be. And that brings me back to my next thought on this, which is when those Hunter Orcs inevitably get killed, they are in the defense 4. You want those Wargs to stay around. Where is your Warhorn?
Yeah, I look at it and I think If I look at the previous 2 lists, there's fewer models, but also doesn't have that. It's missing that Warhorn. I'm wondering where the points have gone. I'm sort of looking at it almost confused as to where the points have gone. I guess it's got more Gundabeds, and that's part of it.
A little bit, yeah.
It's got the Captain on a Warg. It's got a few more Wargs being ridden as well. That kind of all starts
Well, I
to add
mean,
up. But
every single Gundabad there is a shield spear, which is a 10-point model, so
yeah,
that chews through your points pretty quickly.
not everyone. Not everyone.
Oh, no, not everyone.
Apart from the one with the banner. What have I done? What have I done to
Well,
deserve
he's
this
thinking
respect from you?
they're thinking it's too expensive because I brought the banner, so I'll have to drop something.
Just give them
Obviously.
a fucking spear. Anyway, I won't.
I think there's this Pits list has a lot going for it. I really do. I think it's just tweaking. But there's a lot there that's good.
The number of spears is excellent. It's got the right number of spears.
I think I think the spear to Hunter Orc ratio is pretty much bang on.
Yeah, and I agree with you. I don't think you need everyone on a Warg. I'm not sure about the captain on a Warg, but I do think compared with the other 2 lists, only have the Izorg on his Warg, and that's it. I think having a few more of those white Wargs, those Fel Warg guys for pace, there's value there as well for sure. And there's also more bows. There's a lot of bows. Like there's almost no Hunter Orcs who are just hanging around. You know, they're all going to be.
Also, I'm a huge fan.
Have a spear behind them.
Huge fan of having the Hunter Orc on Fel Warg as your objective graver rather than just a Fel Warg. And the way that I think about that is that they're basically a model with a fate that runs off to the objective.
Twice as many chances. Absolutely right. Yep.
Exactly. Absolutely. Yeah. So you got a Fel Warg, dies to a bow pretty quickly. Cav though.
Yep. That's
not so much.
100% true.
Indeed, but again, you know, your fate is half as effective now because if that rider goes, then your Warg is running that risk of fleeing.
Exactly.
So I agree, and I made the call to not have any mounted in my army, just in lieu of the guys, the Fel Wargs. And you know what? Not getting that cav bonus when you're charging. I appreciate this person has gone for the 300 Orcs on the Fel Warg. I think that's a good pick, actually. I would have put a 2-handed pick in there, but that's just amazing.
That's a Damien. That's his calling card. Left at the scene of the crime. The 2-handed weapon on the popular mook. The Damien calling card.
Okay, so the other side of things.
Yes.
Lothlorien Fellowship.
Yeah, so this is what somebody was talking before about. Somebody said when that
chat touched on this.
Somebody said, why not drop one of the brothers and put Boromir in there? And this is why. This is not a bad thing, but this is why, because it's a completely different list. Because you have to have Galadriel as a leader, because otherwise you simply don't have the warband slots. Like this list with 6 fewer warband slots, you just simply doesn't exist anymore. And even then, you're now 32 models rather than 38. So I don't object to the difference between 6 losing 6 models of Boromir. I don't really object to that very strongly. I object a lot to losing 10 models, 12 models for Boromir, which is what you'd have to do if you didn't swap to Galadriel. It's just a different list at that point in time. This one as it is, though, excellent, really, really good. Boromir has helped an enormous amount, almost more than anyone else in the game by having Galadriel around. Almost all of his weaknesses. That shooting issue is solved by Galadriel. He can get his one Mezi point of fate fixed up by Galadriel if he needs to. And he adds an awful lot to a Lorien list, otherwise it can be pretty low damage. So I think that is excellently well built list. It's got, I think, the most complicated warband we've ever seen so far. That first one. And again, more complicated is better, except once again, this person has spears almost everywhere, and it's not on either of their banners. Just for the love of Christ. You have, this pits list has 7 spears in that first warband and only 5 infantry models. Just there's literally anyway. And one of the infantry models you can't put in the front line because it's got a banner. So it's really got 7 spears for 4 infantry. Just move a spear across, and all of a sudden you've got a Gundabad on the front and a spear behind. You've widened your entire army by an inch for literally no more point value.
And thanks for joining us for this week's episode of Put Spears on Your Banners, people.
Spears on your banners. Spears on your banners. Spears on your banners. Anyway.
Look, I think this is a cool list. It's well rounded. It's elves. You've got the beat sticker Boromir.
Love that.
Yeah, you've got Boromir playing off. The punch. You've got
Lorien doesn't have on its own.
Absolutely.
And Lorien sold.
I think it's good.
Well.
It's a good list. It's solid. It can do everything it needs to do. It's even got the Sentinel in there just for a little bit of, I'm just going to try a little bit of disruption. And in Good v Evil, real good. Wish you bought a Warhorn, guys.
I see Lorien Boromir. I take it. Couple of brief things from chat. Firstly, have any of the Mordor lists had Razgoosh? No, they have not, but I can see why you would ask, because 100%, there's never an event. You come to Christchurch, Razgoosh.
One of them had Razgoosh near the start, wasn't it?
Spoilers. There is a Razgoosh list coming up, but yeah, just the one.
Dude, spoilers.
We've already done one, haven't we?
No, we didn't.
No. We had a Gurutz and a
Man, they've all got the same name.
They do have the same name, yeah. And
They've
also,
all got the same
someone
name.
else has noticed that Gundabads are getting reroll 1s to wound every single. There's like, is there one list, 2 lists that don't have elves or dwarfs in them so far? Like, yeah.
Yeah, we've had 2 Minas Tirith lists. Yep.
Getting that bonus.
That are pure Minas Tirith. Yep.
Speaking of which, oh god. All right. Oh no, there's something different there. That's really cool. All right. Anyway, Minas Tirith and White Council. So we've got Gandalf on. Yeah, go for it. You should do this one.
I'll read this one. So we've got a wizard of Gandalf the White with 7 warriors of Minas Tirith with shield, 7 with shield and spear, and a warrior Minas Tirith with a shield, spear, and a banner just for Sam. Admiral Captain of Athelion with 8 Rangers of Gondor and 8 spears to go with it, and Saruman the White on horse. So we've got 2 white wizards, because one isn't enough. And then with Isengard,
and Damien?
we shall find out at the end. Isengard and Corsair allies. We've got Saruman on horse again with Grima Wormtongue. 8 Uruk-hai warriors with pike. 8 Uruk-hai warriors with 4 warriors with crossbow. 3 Uruk-hai warriors with shield, and 1 Uruk-hai warrior with a pike and a banner. You could give them a shield, but probably doesn't work as well. Shaku with a shield and warg. 3 warg riders, shield throwing spears. 3 warg riders, throwing spears and orc bow. And that is Isengard. And then Dalamir, Fleet Master of Umbar with 7 black numbs.
That is the biggest double take that I've ever had reading a list was like, Isengard Corsairs? I don't think I've ever seen this combo. Ever seen this combo. It's just Young Alliance, but I've just never ever seen it. Why, Logan? Tell us why.
So I'm on a Saruman buzz lately, so I've decided to bring him on both lists. But I also wanted to run some wizards. That is not the weird part. I think actually, the Saruman and the Dalamir, is that the weird part?
Yes, the Dalamir is the weird part.
Why?
How does he not?
Why? They synergize so well.
Explain to me through the mechanism for which they synergize, sir.
So, when you throw smoke bombs, the person receiving a smoke bomb needs to spend will. And they don't have will if Saruman's taking it all with their magic.
Jesus
It's obvious. How can you not see this?
Holy shit, this is niche. This is so niche. Oh my god, that might be the most niche thing anyone's ever. Holy shit! So obviously,
It actually
chat
works well
is
with the Gandalf the White
going
Saruman as
nuts
well.
for this.
The same combo works. Saruman the White takes the will away, and then Gandalf hits them with magic.
So surely they're both. This is.
I think you've broken Sam.
What's happened? It doesn't. It's a long way to go for not. For it's a long way to go for like maybe a smoke bomb. Holy shit! It's a long way
What
to
I'm waiting
go.
for is like most of my games where the first smoke bombers are one, and I run out, and I'm like,
Say,
oh.
it's a long way to go for one or two smoke bomb hits. Holy shit! All right. Well, look, yeah, it's tier list. That's what else can you say?
You've literally
most
laughed so much you're crying. This is amazing.
I don't know. I mean, if I don't want to. It's a tier list, and the man sitting right in front of me. The story I could do, the tale I could tell about bringing black numbs to an Isengard list, and the sheer fucking pointlessness of doing so in a GVE where everybody's bringing elves. I could go for hours. I'm not going to, but the black numbs.
Oh, I don't have any Corsairs.
I mean, he's come up with the one acceptable. Okay, yeah, that's a great reason. Solid. Why do you have Delamere but no Corsair? I'm not even. No, it's good. 10 out of 10. Rate them both. So good.
A little bit of spice to mix it up from the elves.
It's a tier list. You're going to be having fun, right? That's the whole idea. Is that no one misses a game. You have some fun. You've got your crazy combo. If you pull it off, you've got a story to tell. Your opponent's got a story to tell. Gandalf is not a true white wizard, so personal feelings aside,
we'll see. We'll see.
Saruman has cast a transfix on me. Yep. Will I spend a will to maybe resist it, or save it so I can guarantee resist the channel transfer? Anyway, move on. I'm going next. Go next. Okay. Yep. Here we have. Here we go. It's Razzie.
Good. Here we go.
Razzie Goosh. The Fellbangs.
Razgoosh, not Zagdoosh.
There we go.
Same letters, different name.
Completely no relation. Razgoosh. Leading 5 Orc Shields, 5 Orc Shield Spears, Batswarm and a Spider. An Orc Captain with Wagon Shield leading 5 Orc Shields, 4 Orc Shield Spears, and an Orc Shield Banner. What have I done? This is actually fucked how common this is. This is not acceptable. Spider Queen.
Actually quite commonplace in Christchurch.
Well, I'm sorry. I used to be from Christchurch, and I'm always proud of that, but I'm not sure I'm proud of it anymore. The Spider Queen, 5 Orcs with Shield, 5 Orcs with Shield Spear, a Batswarm and a Spider. And then an Orc Captain with Warg Shield leading 3 Trackers on Warg. That's niche. Trackers on Warg. How often do you see that? That's
How is that niche? It's a fate point on every tracker.
No, I don't. But just like versus you see Warg Riders all the time. How often do you see trackers on Warg? That is that fine distinction is that's unusual.
I don't mind it. I like it.
I'm not saying I object to it. It's unusual. Minas Tirith, Alisar on his horsey, leading 10 warriors with shield and 8 rangers with spear. Huron on his horsey, leading 5 warrior shields, 5 warrior shield spears, and 2 knights with shield. Damrod leading 2 rangers and a knight with shield, and then a bolt thrower.
Oof.
The Razgoosh pick, man. We've finally seen someone who understands Christchurch. The dwarfs
there we go.
And the Razgoosh guide. So far, tick tick. 2 people understand the meta around here. Wowee.
That's going to be amazing. I'm very much looking forward to seeing how this list goes because I've wanted to run it for quite some time.
I think it's a very cool list. I think it's a phenomenal list against the number of elves I've seen. I genuinely don't know how it should be built. So if somebody here, if Damien, if you have an idea, if either of you know, I don't know what a good Fellbangs list looks like. I know nothing about the list at all. Anyone here know? Are we qualified to comment on this?
Shaman, I mean, like it's basically Mordor without the Morannons, the Nums or anything. It's just like what you'd call old Mordor with orcs. I mean. So you've got orcs, you've got +1 to wound against elves. You can bring shamans, so I would like to have seen a shaman. You can bring a drum for speed. You can bring all the fell beings of Mirkwood as well, so the Spider Queen and all her bitsy bobs. So like you got your bat swarms, you got some spiders. Like spiders are the new cav in this list, I think, is what is normal.
Hell yeah.
But
Spiders, I think is it again, I genuinely don't answer this question. 2 spiders, is that enough? Is that a normal number? That feels like
well, you got.
less than
I don't know. Well, because I don't think this is a all-out spider. Maybe it can be. The way I've written this list has always been orcs and then some spiders, because Spider Queen Razgush are quite expensive. I would have liked to have seen the orc captain on Warg with shield become a shaman on Warg with the 3 trackers.
I agree with the shaman analysis, definitely. Yeah.
I normally like a drum, but at that point you're probably looking at your second bat going, how bad do I need it?
Yeah, and I guess it's a balancing act, right? Because all of your beasties cost more than your orcs. So for every beastie, you're cutting down your numbers. And I think this person has done a good job to keep themselves over 40 models.
Yeah, no, genuinely.
Yeah, over 40 is huge.
Yeah,
that's a really good point.
And to do that, they're probably maybe running a couple of beasties shorter than what you would want to. Maybe you're not running that shaman instead of the captain. But it's a balancing act here. I think I also agree. I don't know how to build this. I've looked at this a couple of times and just theory crafted and gone, nah, I don't know how to build it. There are some lists that I look at and go, I know how to build this. I haven't played it, but I know how to build it at its core.
This is not one of them.
And this is not one of them.
I think I feel like I know of all the lists in the game. I think I probably could am least qualified to say what this should look like. So I like Logan's analysis. I think you're right that I felt like it was both. I felt like it was a little beast short, but you're right that you don't want it to go below 40. You definitely don't want that. And you put one more beast in there, and you've lost 4 orcs immediately. So that's
exactly.
Yep.
Totally
and like the big thing, not really going to be a problem for this tournament, but you've only got the +1 against elves, and you're already losing the fight battle against elves. So like against men lists, you still have to manage that.
Fair enough. Yeah.
And so Gondor's probably going to be the one that this struggles most against.
Half your point value is Razgush, Spider Queen, and those 4 beasties, and that's 6 of your 40 models. So put it like that. It's not too bad, I guess. Other half, I am a big fan of LSR. This is a controversial view. What do you think of LSR? Are we pro LSR these days?
I'm pro LSR.
I debuted in the SPG with LSR.
Huge.
Yep. I think 700 is the point where you start taking it. 650 or below 700 starts to cut to your points too much. This person is bringing LSR at their fantastic 240 points, and they have still managed to pull 39 models out of this, which is really cool.
Gondor bolt thrower.
Yep.
But they've done it by saying, we are going warriors, people. We're going, you know what I mean? That we're going warriors.
And you know what? There is nothing wrong with a solid warrior Minister. You got to put a bunch of them together. They've got shield wall.
To them.
There's nothing wrong with them at all. This is good.
Huron and a bolt thrower to kill things.
Yep.
They'll do the killing, and everyone else just to not die, and they're pretty good at not dying.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nice big
And on the absolute off chance that Aragorn does get killed, you've still got to deal with Huron to get any victory points there. So.
Yeah.
And he just runs and hides behind the bolt thrower at that point because you're feeling pretty bad.
Solid.
I like it. I really like it.
Enjoy the Minister. Yeah,
solid list.
I know.
Very good.
Is
list.
this a great chat? If you know if this is a great Fell Beings list, tell us or tell each other, because it sounds like the answer from us is maybe, sure, why not? we don't know, but presumably, great.
You're outsourcing your podcast content now. Well done.
Final verdict, presumably.
Sure. We're just going to show you the pictures, and you can talk about the lists, guys and girls, and other. Just you do the talking.
Legendary Legion.
Because Damrod's 10 points. I see. Yeah, why Damrod's not one of the more valuable ones? Yeah, Mabling would have been pretty quite good, wouldn't he? He's the might one.
It's an extra 10 points, so you lose a guy and some bits. So
I know, it's worth it.
Maybe it's fine.
Yeah, your numbers are right. Yeah, I think it's a fair point. I would see a value for Mabling on there. Anyway, next up, something totally different again.
I'll read this one. Erebor reclaimed. Thorin Oakenshield, King Under the Mountain, Orcrist, Wargoat, and 3 Iron Hills Goat Riders, and then the Iron Hills Champions Chariot of Erebor. And that's it. Moving on. Moria, Dark Denizens of Moosewood.
Sorry, go on.
Durbers. 7 Warrior Goblins with shield, 7 Warrior Goblins with spear, 1 Warrior Goblin with bow. Asherak, the lesser known magic goblin with 10 giant spiders with venom back, which I think should be. We'll come back to that. 2 Warrior Goblins with shield, and that's his warband. And then the Spider Queen allied in for 5 Felwargs, 4 Mirkwood spiders, and a Bat Swarm. I do believe a few of those spiders are split between the Spider Queen as well, but it was a late change that came in.
Okay, so I see what you're doing with this evil list, and it's going to be, kamikaze spiders.
Well,
I see what you're doing,
when I
and
look back at this
have fun.
previous one,
40 models, have fun.
yeah, when I think it's previous one with fell beings with 41 models, most of which are little orcs. They've still got a spider queen. This is 40, and it somehow manages to put in.
They don't have
14
Razgush, though.
spiders. Yeah, but you've managed to put 14 spiders and 5 wargs and a bat swarm in here. That's startling, honestly.
Yeah, but you got goblins, I guess. I don't know. They're cheaper.
Okay, so the previous list is running 10 might. This list is running 7 might.
Yeah, good
so they've gone for 3 hero drops versus 4, and none of those hero drops are Razgush, who's 110 on his own.
That's true.
So we talked about that last list being that balancing act, and this is a different version of that balancing act, which is my heroes are not the heavy hitters in this list. My heroes are support for my warriors, which I'm going to use to do the heavy hitting.
It's going to take it too far though. Like the last list has Razgush as opposed to Durbers. Like Razgush is obviously better, but like it's still got Spider Queen. In terms of your heavy hitterness of heroes, you haven't lost that much. You've lost the difference between Razgush and Durbers, which is not nothing. But
you've got 10 venom spiders, which is not nothing.
And fairness though, like 14 spiders is objectively too many spiders, though, isn't it? Am I crazy? That's
I mean,
that's too many. They're gonna clutter each other up.
I guess
there is a danger with
like
these lists. Yep, they are big bases.
They are squishy. They are squishy and they die.
Yep.
They are big bases. They do clog up a lot.
They are all multiple wounds.
The size of a troll base.
Yeah, so you look at this 40 models, it's not actually 40 models. You've got to look at it and there's more like 55 wounds.
Yeah, it's true. But
Yep.
you're going to, it's bases, there's so many spiders, they're so big. You're going to, can you deploy this in your board half? If you get like a little corner deployment zone, are you going to be able to fit all of your models in your corner
Very good
deployment
point.
zone? Like it's big, man. It's going to take up so much space.
I like the Mirkwoods. I like that there's 4 of them. I think that's too many, but I like that there's 4 of them, and I'd love to see that paralyzing go off.
Far too many spiders, but it's different. It's cool, but it's so many. Like if you can make this work efficiently, it's the efficiency that I worry about. If you can make it work efficiently, then you're a really good player because this is.
I mean, every fight that a spider wins, it's got to be killing them. It's strength 5, 2 attacks, re-rolling everything. It's like.
Damage potential is definitely there.
Damage there, but it's going to require a pretty solid pilot, and also an opponent who stands in the middle of the board in an open space.
So you're also at the complete mercy of your dice rolls. There's no banner rerolls to win the fight. So you've got the rerolls once you do win, but you don't have anything helping you to win. In a GVE situation. Where everything is basically going to be higher fight than you because yes, everything is an elf, and if it's not an elf, it's a dwarf. Yeah,
and they got higher fight, and you D4. Yeah.
Yep. And they got a banner without a spear, and you don't have a banner or any spears. I know you do have some spears. You got 7 there. Yep.
I can't support the spiders though. So.
Does anyone want to discuss the Champions of Erebor and an Iron Hills Chariot? Is that something we're gonna dignify with our attention?
I can talk to it because it's a wall that I've had to bash my head against. Unfortunately, I've been subject to testing, and it broke me the first time I played it.
See, I've known people who play it up here who've found that it is all well and good when there are people in front of it, but as soon as there is not somebody directly in front of it, all of a sudden this thing becomes, almost pointless. Like it's
Yeah.
we've just
I
stood
guess
to the
like
side
if you look at
now
the list, you've got it is the break point, so you need to touch the chariot to break them, and so most games are not going to finish until somebody's broken, at least.
yeah. Thing's gonna
You
win.
can feed it one model a turn, I guess, to pin it, but
gonna win every
it's got so
game.
much might. It's
It
got
does.
it's got the fight. It's a disgusting model with its lack of rules. Have you seen its rules? It looks like one of those government documents where it's like redacted, redacted.
Immense. But like it's just one thing though. Ultimately, isn't it? Like, am I crazy for thinking this is? It's a lot of money to put in a point into one model.
Yeah, it is. It's a big eggs basket
It's
list. Well, there it is.
That's very true. It's a huge eggs basket. Very hard to kill. Very hard to deal with. But like in different scenarios as well. I guess there are some scenarios where this thing has not got a shit show, and then there's some scenarios where, as you say, keep on going. Keep on going until you kill this thing. And good luck with that, chum.
In the famously terrain-heavy environment of Christchurch.
I was thinking that for the other list. It's a really good point, though.
And this is from someone who has bought a mimic to a Christchurch event. A good opponent will use terrain against you, and terrain in Christchurch is generally pretty dense boards. I think it's cool that someone's bringing it though. Like they're obviously they're going to have some fun.
But that feels like
flicking through their rule book. They're going to have some fun flicking through their rule book and explaining things to people. And Logan's going to have a bunch of fun making rulings.
Just standing first person the entire event.
Yep.
But that's true. That's like
we have got the stats for it wrong though, because the broken, killed, quartered might. The chariot itself has
it's not including the stats properly.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's got 8 might, so it's 8 plus your 3 plus your 3 heroics.
It's just not being included properly in that.
Is it a bit funky? Yeah, it's just treating it as one. Yeah, cool.
It's a weird
and then
thing, and I guess it's not.
Your broken's 5 killed. So yeah.
Terrain's going to be the downfall of both these lists.
I mean, spiders run through terrain.
The spider list. They're just going to climb over it.
Yeah, but they can. Like, if my
spiders are a hard counter to the other list.
No, but if my back's to a wall, what's the spider going to do about it? The spider can, if I'm
it's going to trap you against a wall and then roll 8 dice, re-rolling everything.
No, but the spider can't get behind me though. You know what I mean? Like the spider's in front of me. The spider can't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if you're using terrain properly, this tree prevents the spider from getting into like 5 guys. Are so big. This. You know what I mean? Like.
I sort of see it, but
like if there's a big building there or something, fuck, that's 8 spiders who can't get into your line because you're backed up against this building. You know what I mean? Like there's.
But again, like if you're backed up against the building, are you really in the best position?
I think you are because you've got a banner and spears and probably higher fight, and the spider is one thing coming at you. If I'm elves and I'm fighting these spiders, oh fuck yeah, put me up against this wall.
So hypothetically, you're backed against a building, and this is not one of the kill things scenarios. So you're backed up against the building to try and fight these spiders 1 or 2 at a time because you're trying to control it. Meanwhile, those spiders have left you in their wake because they're like, I'm just going to go and get some objectives, not where the buildings are.
But like, if there's a board's covered in a big ass forest. And you're fighting these spiders in the forest, sure they can move fast, but that means that suddenly half of them can't actually fight because you can't fit. It's not just a big long line or a big circle they can all walk around. Suddenly you've got to fit. One fits between these trees. He hits one guy. There's 3. Like the size of the bases compared with the fact. But
that's what you're going to be doing anyway. Like spiders aren't gang up models.
Is there any
but suddenly rather than one spider against one thing, it's going to be one spider against like 5 guys, and the spider has low fight, and the spider has D4, and this other guy's got a banner and. Spider goes back.
Has Chat got anything to say about Chariot or spiders?
Chat has a lot of things to say about Chariot and spiders. Chat loves the modelling of the Chariot. Chat notes there are actually 18 spiders, which is true, which is just an absurd number of spiders. I take your points, but I just think that's also the physical act of placing these things around the board.
Okay. So obviously you're focusing on the large size of the spiders. So there are 4 Mirkwood spiders, which are on 60 mil. The other spiders are just on cav bases. They're just on cav bases. We've seen full cav armies. It's no worse, except they can actually traverse terrain easier.
And you've got 20 more models backing it up.
I back the spiders.
We
I
shall
like the
see.
spiders.
We shall see. We shall see. We shall see. We shall
I think,
see.
Sam, you make a point where you need a
goes.
good pilot for that spider list.
You need an excellent pilot for that spider list. Um,
And trip over yourself pretty quick
easily
with all
done.
those leagues.
Right.
Right here.
Next
What do we got?
one, the
Elves.
Last Alliance.
Elves.
Last Alliance. And then some orcs. So it's Elrond, 8 shields, 5 shield spears, 3 bow spears, and 2 riv knights. And then a Sildor, shield horse ring, 8 shield spears, 5 shields, 1 shield spear banner. Result. Listen to me. This person's got double shield spear banner. Barad-dûr has Sauron, 8 Black Numbs, 8 Orcs with Shield Spear, 1 Orc Shield Spear Banner, and then an Orc Captain with Shield and Wide, leading 5 Black Numbs, 5 Orc Warriors with Shield Spear, and 1 Orc Tracker.
The Dark Lord.
I don't want to do
Is a
any
good
more
way to
elves.
counter elves.
You know what elves do. Elrond is, I personally rate him slightly above Lorth. Is that controversial?
Not to me.
He's like same different, isn't he?
He's got the reroll fate. He loses the special defensive stills, but he's got a little bit of magic as well. He's got the priority rolls, which are really useful.
The big
Yeah,
weakness of
the
Elrond,
magic
I
is
think,
the
is
nice
Horse
little
Lord.
tick.
Magic is lovely. Yeah.
I think
Yep.
magic's nice, but the big loss is Horse Lord. I think that's
That's
losing
interesting.
Horse Lord's
That'd be
pretty
true.
huge on him.
Yeah, okay, yep.
But I just feel like
Get used to Elrond being on foot. I think this player should.
yeah, maybe. Still losing me on foot too. But
Yeah, true. But that's of his own doing.
that's very true.
Yep.
I personally slightly prefer Elrond, slightly, but I accept that it's a tough one. That's Barad-dûr with 13 Black Numbs and 13 Orcs with Shield and Spear. Look, Sauron kills everything, and then Black Numbs just stay alive while Sauron kills everything. Solid strat, honestly. I think the Black Numbs are going to suffer from the same fate as every other person who's brought Black Numbs to this event, which is that they're just going to face elves the entire time, and they might as well be regular. They might as well be regular orcs for all the good they're going to do you. They might as well be fucking Moria goblins for all the good they're going to do you. But the
They're higher.
is sound.
The elves can't
Yeah,
quite kill them.
That's true. That's true.
That's something.
That's true. But fight for. Who cares? The courage on them is excellent. Must be said, actually. Black Numbs. I always forget that
Courage is great.
Like insanely high courage.
War base. That's amazing.
Really, really, really good. So that's actually, there's a lot of value there too. But with Sauron.
But with Sauron, they're not breaking, so they don't really need a
exactly right.
test. So.
What can you say about Sauron? He does what Sauron does. Good luck sorting him out. Unless you have Elrond with his +1 to wound spirits. Ha ha! The thing everyone forgets. There you go. There's the value of Elrond right there.
Excellent. It's not a Christchurch event if there's not a Sauron. That's another one of the staples.
That's exactly right.
And it's not necessarily the same person every time, and I love that. But I've come up against many a Sauron list, and you know what? I've got points for quartering them and not breaking them. So he's there to do one thing, which is A, kill things, and then as a secondary objective is not die. So he's going to fulfill those two functions pretty well.
Yeah, he is. I also been in a number of Christchurch events with a number of Saurons, and with the greatest of love and respect to this player, I would be happy if I never faced one again. It is just never feels like a super satisfying game.
You can frickin' talk, man. You can frickin' talk.
100% respect that. 100% respect that. Speaking of which, am I next? I'm not.
No, we've deleted your list.
I'm deleted wish. Who would have thought that we're seeing 2 Minas Tirith White Council lists with Saruman allied in there? It's not crazy, but this one's got Denethor, always great to see, leading 7 Shield Warriors, 7 Shield Spear Warriors, and 1 Banner Shield Spear Warrior. Solid. Baragon leading 6 Sitgard Longbows. Niche, cool, exciting, respect, love it. Huron on foot, ? Leading 6 Sitgard and then 2 Knights with Shield. A Treb and Saruman on a horsey.
He's on Huron's horse, I'm pretty sure.
He's nicked Huron's horse. And Huron's horseless. Then we got Mordor. The Witch King.
And
Crown
Easterlings.
Horse. Yeah, I know. It's pretty cool, eh? Witch King, Crown Horse, 316-3, leading 6 Marinan Shields and 6 Marinan Shield Spears. Kamul. On an armored horse, he's from the Easterling list. He's leading 5 Easterling shields, 5 shield pikes, 4 Black Dragon shield pikes, and a Black Dragon shield pike banner. That's the number of upgrades I
There
like
you
to see
go.
on a banner
There
model.
you go.
And then Brogear leading 6 Easterling bows, which is a crazy drop.
Better
from
than
Sam
orc
Middleton.
bows, I think.
They are better than orc bows, but I don't know. If it was me, I probably would have just given the Witch King 6 trackers. You know, a little cheaper, a little more expendable.
Well, yeah, a lot cheaper.
As opposed to Eastling bows.
You,
But it's just
you
me.
make a good point, but maybe the D5
Trackers,
bows will do
trackers,
something.
Little trackers. Yeah, it's true. Mate, I mean, damage-wise, they're about the same, but just the cheapness. It's beautiful, but
I like how they brought the wizard that can cast blinding light for the tree. Oh wait, never mind.
Mighty Saruman.
But I do like
White.
this wizard.
Yep.
He's all over the place today. He's another popular pick apparently.
True White Wizard.
True White Wizard.
I mean, like I did bring 50% of them, so I'm not sure about that.
Yeah, it's actually true. Yeah, it's not that many. It's just one guy that's got a thing for it.
Yeah.
Huron without a horse. Chat has expressed a view on that, and their view is the same as mine, which is give the man a horse. He is so freaking
The
good.
man on a horse.
The man is
He's really good on a
he has a
horse.
fundamental, like he is a critical horse carrier. Every time I see him, he has to have a horse. Like just drop. I don't care what you drop. Drop anything to give him the horse.
Yeah, one of those set guard could have probably dropped for a horse.
Or a shield spear
It's
warrior,
yeah.
you know?
Horses are model amplifiers, and a Huron is a good model to amplify.
Perfect. A man goes to. You could have 2 strikes at +1 to wound, or you could have 6. I mean, I think 6 is more than 2. That's my view on the mathematics of the situation.
My God, he's right.
Yeah, look, the impression that I get from this list is it's designed to be relatively stationary and
Yes.
take advantage of the treb.
Yep.
And that I think is why Huron doesn't have a horse. Saruman's got a horse to redeploy and get him where he needs to be. And we know that there are scenarios, be it Maelstrom or be it split deployment, where you need to move him. I would apply the same logic to Huron though.
Yes.
Getting that hero where you need that hero to be is more
stationary defensive with
important.
a horse.
Yep.
He doesn't
Yep.
have to go all over the place, but it's just when he fights.
Absolutely. You've got 2 knights in there to go fast and grab some things, do a flank maneuver if you want to. I like it overall. I think it's pretty
I
cool,
like it.
but I would agree. Huron not having horse is
He's your
for
only
me a
combat
bit of a
hero.
miss.
He is your only combat hero. He's your only combat hero. He's your only striker. Like the man needs a horse. Otherwise, you're just left with any mid-tier hero comes along and there's nothing you do about it, apart from the treb, I guess.
You got Saruman. Saruman and a trib can do some work.
That's very true. They can do things, but I don't know. 10 more points. If we say Saruman trib can do some work, it's absolutely true. There are no combat heroes.
Saruman with his long range compel just pulls someone out of range so that there's nothing to scatter on, and then that person gets squashed.
Or bonk.
It's very true, but I feel like then you could have no big heroes in the enemy army by the time you get to yours, and Huron just wanders around on his horse, killing everything he wants wherever he wants, with no opposition. Whereas now he's lucky to kill one thing a turn. Anyway, the mortal part, an Eastling Kamul is a spicy thing. An Eastling Kamul on a horse is a
And a
very
Brogia.
spicy thing.
Lots of magic.
There's so much magic. I think it's really cool, actually. I rate that. I would rate it more if we hadn't seen 15 Glorfindels today. This is really, I genuinely feel bad for this person who has picked, I think, a really, really cool and a really, really different and a really interesting way of doing this. And oops, it's a Glorfindel Lothlorien. Whatever will I do with my magic? So that does kind of suck. But
It's pretty rough.
But the notion of it behind it is really, really cool.
I just assume that everyone is getting ready for the True White Wizard tournament in October, and they're all just running versions of the list that they can scale down. Just dropping that in there in October. Labor weekend coming down to Dunedin. What were we doing again? Thanks for joining us for this infomercial for my True White Wizard tournament.
And a segment at the end for you, Damien.
I'm taking whatever opportunity I can.
No, we don't have a segment at the end. I'm pressing this cancel this for streaming any second now. My only other comment on this one before we finish this one is that we have only 5 Fight 4 models.
Who,
We've got
who,
lots
who
of
cares? You're going up against the Alps. Who cares?
That's true. That's true. That's true. That's
Like-
true. That's
Yeah, like, what are
very
you going to
true.
do with five against a regular
That's
elf anyway?
very
You're just
true,
going to
actually.
lose.
Yeah, that's a really good point.
Kamal
Right.
is a fight 6
And-
potentially. He's
Yep.
he's not actually a wizard. I misspoke.
but-
He's just a +1 fight wraith.
But,
Who does
He's a
cast
wizard. He's
spells.
just a,
very good one.
not a great wizard.
That's true.
Cast smite.
These,
In theory, I would say bring more black dragons for your Moranans, but in this list, who gives a fuck? This event, who cares? Whatever.
Yeah.
It's over.
good versus evil, it changes the equation. And
It does. Yeah.
having,
Go for it.
what do we got? A handful of black dragons there? Yeah, okay, cool.
I
But
think it's good.
don't go overboard.
So you're not going to help you. That's very, very wise, actually. Yeah, it's profound. That's profound. All right, last list. This is me.
We can just skip it. This has been a really great. This has been really good.
I mean,
This has been a great list review.
No, no. People have brought their Glorfindels and brought their Lothlorien, and they brought their pits, and they deserve this. They've earned this moment. We've got
They
Rivendell.
deserve more elves and more Mordor.
No, because
is what I'm hearing.
hold on, look. This is very different. We've got Elrond with horse and heavy armor, leading 12 Riv Knights with shields, and then Alisar on a horse, and that is.
Oh, sorry, because we did have some gondolas, so you had to
No,
emulate
but
both.
hold on a minute. Then we have the Black Riders with Witch King and some stats, 3, 10, 3, and then lots of wraiths with 2, 7, 2, and one with 2, 7, 1. 8 in total. So you might well say, oh, more elves, boring, so boring. Except that this is very different to most elf lists. And as the person who's bringing this, let me tell you, I was really genuinely distressed to see the number of pits of Dol Guldur lists, because if there is one thing Rivendell Knights do not want, it's somebody who can just say, no, thank you, I will now charge you right back. And your carefully crafted mighty lance has been effective for precisely one turn, and now the game is over. So that's an incredibly distressing thing to face. What about all these? I'm so fast. Look at me. I know you've all got spiders. It's really genuinely depressing. And Black Riders again seemed like a great idea at the time. Everyone's like, oh, a lot of chats going, why are you bringing Black Riders? Blah, blah, blah. Have you seen the amount of fucking Glorfindels? I think there are 5 Glorfindels.
You don't get to justify your decisions in
There are
retrospect
5
after seeing the list.
There are
No,
5
no,
Glorfindels.
no,
And there
no.
are like 4 Lorians. So these things
I
are
hope you verse every
a
one of them.
liability. Yeah, the Saruman list, so that's okay. I'm not worried about that so much. But the Glorfs are a horrifying thing. There are 2 people who've brought pits on one half and Glorfindel on the other half, and let me tell you that if I play either of those 2 people, I'm conceding immediately and going out for a drink, because it's just.
And you are buying the drink as well.
I'm 100%,
Yeah.
100%. Which how do I want to end it? It's just pits or Glorf. So. Yes. Those who are saying, fuck you, Sam, for bringing this nerdy, unpleasant list, I've got exactly what I deserve. And I've been counterpicked to the nth degree, and this is the thing. People say, don't bring Black Riders. I say, just bring something
You
that can't be
said that.
counterpicked.
You said that.
No. People say Black Riders so unpleasant. I'm like, well, just fucking don't play nothing but Boromir lists. Just play Lothlorien. Oh, look, I'm immediately fucked. Bring Glorfindel. Oh, look, it's game over. If you just don't play Boromir of Gondor lists all the time, then
No, you are trying to justify your decision based on other people's lists. Own it. Now, at the end of the day, we're playing games with our little toy soldiers, and you can do what you want to do, and you enjoy your game.
No, I'm not justified. I don't think it's justified. I don't care. I genuinely think that
justifying it.
This is the earth. This is nature finding its balance again.
Yeah.
It's Black Rider. Wham! Everybody has brought elves. Fuck, it's over. So
If only
that is
it worked.
justice.
But here we are looking at a
Got what I
Black
deserve.
Riders list.
I mean, no, but it will work, because I'll do this and I'll come there and it will get rickety wrecked 5 games in a row, and you won't see it again. And that's nature healing. That is nature healing. Nobody played it for ages.
That is
Everyone
nature
forgot it
healing.
existed. Everyone bought things that were weak to it. Somebody played it. They got wrecked. And then people were like, oh, one small change to our list building, and this whole thing it's just completely wiped off the map again. So that's justice. I've got what I
Cycle
deserve.
continues.
Yeah, conceding is frowned upon. I won't actually concede. I will still.
But you're still buying the
I'll
beers,
still
right?
make you suffer, but I will 100%.
Yeah.
I will 100%
Yeah,
buy.
'cause-
Anyone who plays Black Rise gets a free drink. 100%. That's the deal. You can quote me on that. Yes.
Okay, so
Yes, we do.
we're gonna do a throwback to a few lists ago and go, if you want to actually see a proper review of this list, go and look at any event from
Oh,
last
no,
year,
welcome to this list.
because the words are there. For those of you who are tuning in to actually get some deep meaning in the list. No, it's Sam's list. He ran it all last year. He knows how to pilot it. As much as he's talking about hard counters, you know how to pilot list. Let's
I do,
not
100%.
beat around the bush.
100%.
Absolutely, and you have more experience with this list than a lot of people have with what you are saying other counters. So
100%. Yeah.
like
No, shit, yeah.
you can pilot this thing in your sleep. Your wife told me so. She was all like, "Oh my god, I can't get this." He's just
That's all he
he's
does.
playing games in his sleep. Yep. Yep, and I believe that your son's first word was
Black dart. That's what he said. He said black dart. That's what he said. 100% all true. I'm not saying it'll be a walkover, but oh man. Oh, man. I think I used this once against Glorfindel last year. It was Clash of Champions. It was like Contest of Champions against Glorf, and I'm like, I was like, what do I've never lost a game so hard. It was just like throw all these things at him, and he just laughed them off and came at me, and it was hateful. So it can be done, people. It can be done. Not gonna be easy, but yeah, geez, you're gonna make me suffer for it.
At least you'll have fun not playing Pits with Elrond and Aragon and 12 Rev Knights.
What do you do? What do you do? Because like I can't charge because as soon as I do, you say blah, blah, next turn, blah, it's all over. But I can't not
You just charge in waves. Charge one model. Charge another model.
like
Charge a
as
third
much
model.
as we've given you jip about Black Riders. You have been talking for a long time about taking your Riv Knight army, and it hasn't materialized. And it finally is. It's here. It's actually here in front of us.
Like if you just go back to last year's Avon review, this is it. Except that I never played the Riv Knights. I'm like, keep on like, I want to play them this time. I want to play them. They're fun. They're good. They haven't at the table in 18 months, and they're really good. So that'll be fun
It'll
too.
be fun.
So if you have brought pits, I'm just going to kite you for 2 hours. So have fun.
It's not the list, Sam. It's that. That's why people don't like you.
Oh, is that what it is? Oh, I thought it was jealousy. Oh, is it my
Yes.
personality? Oh, shit, that explains a lot. My
Well,
therapist
there are
told
the
me.
lists.
Yes, that is the lists. That's the last one. That's 17, so it's
All
16.
114 of them we've
Transition
gone
into
through now,
inventory.
so that's been pretty cool.
It's a long one, wasn't it? This is Avon every
It
year.
was.
It's like 16 people go.
Yeah,
No
double
time at all.
lists. It's tough.
Yep.
And despite my promises to do them quickly, I think I probably was just the slowest I've ever been. So
To be
apologies.
fair, you got a bit of a hang up about spears and shields on banners.
I just
You need to see someone.
just bring them.
Big
Like it is
talking point.
one fucking point every time. Every banner needs a shield spear.
I think what we're going to see next tournament is everybody's going to bring 2 banners with shield and spear just to please you, or there is going to be even less shield and spear.
One banner with a shield and one banner with a spear.
It's literally
Ah,
you can
yes,
have a
there it
model
is.
doing something or not doing something. I'm just like 1 point.
A banner
you
is
actually-
doing something. It's
Yeah,
doing
it
a
is,
very
but
important role,
for-
actually.
Yeah, but think of the banner as like a theoretical thing that exists somewhere in the ether. For 1 point, you can have a model that's fighting in your line, or or you can just not spend that point and you're not. If the banner exists independent of the model, then for 1 more point, this 8-point rounded orc becomes a thing you can use.
Okay,
rather than
okay.
just-
Before we have to label this with trigger warnings for banners. Favorite lists, Sam.
Oh, yes.
I have a special place in my heart for the Osgiliath one. Because I really enjoyed the vibes of that. But I also think probably my actual personal favorite is the Corsairs with Serpents, because that's the kind of list that I want to run and try and run all the time, and I'm not good enough to play and fuck up every time I bring it, and then I'm never gonna bring this again, and then I do 6 months later and just lose again. So I'm with you. I want you to do well. I want you to succeed.
It's a tough
Lovely.
one
Logan.
for me, because I really want to see Razgush do some work. The Legendary
time.
Legions one I've
It's
been
his
playing
time.
with, I want it to do well. It's the perfect tournament for it. There's so many elves that'll do so well, but But I also really like the Three Brothers list. I think that one's
Dancing
just
is
got
so
the
really
perfect
cool.
amount of fun and theme.
It's
And you've got your own little mini game, and I
It's
love
also
that.
extremely
So
good though. It's too good to pick as my favorite. I'm like, it's actually,
it's,
it's too good to pick as my favorite. It'll do well enough
you're
without me
like, oh
picking it.
no, I'm just having fun with the Three Brothers.
What is
A
wrong
whole
with you?
harmless themey list. 40 fucking elves.
Oh, no, I'll go Razgush because he's got a special place with me at the moment.
It's his year. It's his year. It's his time.
It says yeah.
I want him to become more popular, so elves are run less. He's going to be the stone that rips away the dam and the water comes flooding through.
He won
Okay,
finals the year
so
before last.
first
Sorry.
place gets a headset, and all other participants get a free Razgush.
She's just been handed out. He won finals like the year before last. Like Michael won it with a Razgush, list, and I just have
Really?
no, it never was,
Missed that.
never seen again. It was just everyone did.
There we go. I
This
think
must have been the-
just hit at a time where people didn't have the money to buy Razgushes.
Cost of
Razgish.
living crisis. Razgush.
Anyway,
Let's go.
I am
Yeah.
going to pick the Brothers as my favorite
Nice.
list because I'm a sucker for theme, and that's just glorious. I think it's cool. It's got complicated war bands, which I believe is something that makes Sam happy on the inside and the outside. I think it's cool, and it's pushing 40 models. Like it's just like, okay, cool. You're doing a bunch of stuff, and it's awesome. And Three Brothers, love it.
Great list.
Great
Great
list.
list.
Respect the hustle. It is very good. It's a popular one, but it's too good to pick as my favorite. He doesn't need our thumbs up. He'll take first prize. He doesn't also need our favorite pick. Right.
It's not about you.
No. Well, it's the best list there, isn't it? Like I'm not. It's not about me. It's literally the best list there, isn't it? Like I hands down think it's the best list there. Am I crazy?
I think it's up there, but I don't know if it's the best.
It was certainly the
Orphan can't
benchmark
strike.
that we were judging
Yeah.
those evil
Every
lists
time I
that come
went
up
through,
against.
I was like, will
Yep.
this beat? And I was like,
Yeah, it was
Absolutely.
the benchmark for numbers though, so I think it's got the numbers. But like
it's got both.
Orphan, I don't know. I haven't seen Orphan play. I didn't think he was good.
Well, we shall see.
I 100%
We
think
shall
it's
see.
there. So let's see. Not because of me, but genuinely because I feel like that's God help you. Right, this has been a pleasure. Thank you both for joining me. Thank you to chat for joining us. I tried to keep the talking about myself to a minimum. It was only the last few minutes. Probably should have done it at the start, so everyone forgot about it by the end. But I foolishly did at the end. I thought just get it, have a nice time before that. But anyway, things to work on. Thank you so much to Logan for hosting this great event. I'm really looking forward to it. Thank you so much to Damien for giving us a cool list to review and also joining us at the last minute for this after rushing his painting last night. So thank you very much for that.
Beautiful.
Appreciate it. And yes, another big thank you to chat for joining us. Those who are going to be at the big event on Saturday, see you there. Looking forward to it.
Saturday.
You may not be looking forward to it, seeing me so much, but I'm looking forward to seeing you. That's the main thing. And if you're not going to be there, I don't know. You'll hear about it, I'm sure. Damien will take some pictures and post them or something, or
Oh, just pressure on me. What the heck?
or maybe you'll hear me screaming Glorfindel 5 times in a row over the weekend. 5 games.
We'll get some footage.
See if we can get there.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah. Very cool. We'll see you there, or we won't.
We will.
Awesome. Thank you, everyone.